transition's gone, I guess. Not sure what the deal is with that. That should be right there. Oh, there we go. I don't know what the deal was there. It just quit working. Anyways, crazy time here. Like I was watching the Correspondents dinner, and I was just kind of flipping around, and then there was just some sort of a buzz. I can't even remember where it was, and it said that Trump was taken off stage, but I think it's a little bit bigger than that. What you see on the screen isn't what I'm... Let's see. Yeah, so I went back and just recorded the previous couple minutes here. It's pretty weird. So you can actually hear a gunshot happen. Let me do the full, this one right here. Can you hear that? Can you hear that in the background? It goes boom, 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 like that. Can you hear that? Yeah, crazy, huh? And then look how all these people in here start to react, right? But Trump over there doesn't even know anything about it yet. Then they come running over the Secret Service. And this guy right here, man, what a badass that guy is. He just stood right there like, okay, go ahead and shoot me. This is crazy here. Wow. Look at this guy over here. He's looking at individuals. I mean, my God. I think at one time, I don't know if it's Robert Kennedy or somebody, they come over here and get another person out of here. Somebody that must be a pretty big official for them to... I don't know. It kind of looks like Robert Kennedy right there. I don't know if that's who that is or not. But yeah, that guy right there. Might not be. Just sort of seemed like it was. I don't know. I don't know who that is. I think Pete Hegseth comes out of here in a minute.
The basement of the Washington Hilton as they're clearing room to room.
Thanks, Vicky White. Yes, you guys, this is my show. If you guys have the ability to help support the channel tonight, that would be awesome. There's also, this comes on the heel of another thing that's been really, I guess it came out a couple days ago, but I hadn't heard about it. Is the so we'll dig into this in a second, but did you guys see this? Man, this is crazy. Look at 15 chemical spraying drones were stolen in New Jersey as FBI investigates possible nightmare scenario. I mean, imagine if these drones were deployed as chemical weapon agents, you know, delivery mechanisms. Wouldn't that be insane? Like, look at that right there. So that's just happening too, and I don't know what the result of these are, but 15 of these. Okay? I mean, who knows what they might be doing with that? Or whoever they is. I don't know. This just happens to be on the screen. this area. Yeah, maybe we can get that back up there again. Let's see. I mean, everybody's just mingling around because the doors are locked. Yeah, right there. I think that's Dr. Oz right there, right? I think. This is crazy. Yeah, they killed the guy. I guess he went to the magnetometer, they're saying.
We're back here now just waiting for staff at the Hilton to reset the table and, folks in the kitchen are, have plates ready to go out. But we are waiting on the go-ahead from law enforcement here for what's going to happen next. And
Jackie, stay with us. I would do want to read. Did you
on.
want me to read this post from True Social or go straight to
Be
Peter?
some shots fired tonight in the room.
Rumble, is he not?
He is ready to rumble. I will tell you.
I guess Trump's going to go back on.
This speech tonight will be classic Donald J. Trump. It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
I love it all. And you wrote most of it, you said.
I can't take credit. In true Donald Trump fashion, the man puts his pen to the paper himself. So it's
Weird. That was 2 hours ago. That wasn't even like a joke, like.
It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great.
Wow. Because this post is 2 hours ago. Calls on everyone to watch tonight because Donald Trump will bring the heat and there will be shots. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I don't know what the hell. I mean, that is a 2 hour ago post. Let's see. But you guys, let's try to reach the goal tonight, you guys. We're just absolutely struggling this month, so if you have the ability to, that would be fantastic. Get some channel memberships for people, etc. Let's see. That's a lot louder. Okay, what's this one?
Happened just coincidentally after they served the appetizers. I walked out to simply go to the men's room, but you have to walk up these stairs and walk out, and which I was doing. And as I was walking back towards the door to get back into the big area where the event was taking place, all of a sudden I start hearing gunshots in the hall right near me. And the next thing I knew, a police officer threw me to the ground and was on.
Now you don't know who the shooter is. Like, you can't guess, right? It could be one of the Candace Owens hard right-wing followers. It could be one of the, radical left-winger nut jobs. Or it could be Iran or somebody like that, right? Like, it's hard to even guess anymore.
On top of me, and I was listening and watching what was going on, and apparently they got the gunman who had a major weapon there, but it was so worrisome. The noise was so loud in a small area, and all of a sudden I'm seeing gunshots, and then they grab me, the police officers, and they take me back into the men's room where it was safe, and there were about 15 other men who are stuck in there, and they won't let them out. And that's what happened. And then after a while, they let me out, and I'm out now. I'm not back in the ballroom, but everything is apparently closing down. Very scary incident. All of a sudden, a guy with a weapon, and it was a very, very serious weapon, he starts shooting, and I happened to have been a few feet away from him, as
Wow, he was shooting?
he was shooting, and of course, first thing that went through my mind is he trying to shoot me? And I don't think he was trying to shoot me, but I was very close to him as the gunshots were fired.
Wow.
And it was very, very slow to him
So he
as
actually,
he was shooting and
let me go back.
what was going on. And apparently they got the gunman who had a major weapon there, but it was so worrisome.
How the hell did you even get it anywhere near anything? You know?
The noise was so loud in a small area, and all of a sudden I'm seeing gunshots. And then they grab me, the police officers, and they take me back into the men's room where it was safe, and there were about 15 other men who are stuck in there, and they won't let them out. And that's what happened. And
That's kind of weird. He said he was like standing right next to him. Yeah, Erica Kirk was there too. Carolyn Levitt says there will be some shots fired tonight during the... I mean, that's funny. But that's totally normally... That's what people say, you know? I mean, that's just...
Shots fired. And now we do have Secret Service telling us, obviously I want to know this is only one Secret Service member, but a member of security is here telling us that there is a shooter who is confirmed dead. And now we are kind of basically locked inside the ballroom. But basically they were saying everyone's okay. They have not identified the shooter yet, but obviously it shows you this was not some kind of false threat, that obviously something had happened and they rushed the entire administration off stage. A few members, something had happened and they actually not evacuated off stage. I looked, he was sitting still right there. A Secret Service was coming in down the hallway. And so we didn't know at first, but then we heard from our own security that they heard shots fired. And now we do have Secret Service telling us, obviously I want to know this is only one Secret Service member, but a member of security is here telling us that there is a...
We will do this again. Thank you.
Wei Zhejiang speaking there.
I guess it's
CBS
been
News,
canceled, the rest of it.
The president of the Correspondents Association letting everyone know that the night is off. And as I mentioned, the president will be speaking at about 30 minutes from now from the White House. He'll talk about what happened here tonight, and we expect him to also look forward to possibly getting this done at a future point. Let's welcome Sean Hannity into the conversation. By the way, thank you to Peter Ducey, who's actually outside there. I know cell service gets to be a little hinky when you have so many people
I guess
all at once trying to use a limited number of
C-SPAN
cell
apparently had a
towers.
video or
Sean,
something
your
of the shooter or
perspective, as we
something,
heard
but
there
I
from
haven't been able to
Lucia,
find it.
that the night is canceled.
The night, it was interesting, Kevin, because I was on the phone with the president for about 10 minutes, and I can confirm, yes, he is going back to the White House. He will be making a statement. He will be making a statement about going there in the future, in the very near future. I expect that probably will be brought up.
It is now a crime scene.
I will tell you, the
Secret Service is in custody, has the person in custody. Everything's okay. One shooter, we know so far.
Pleading with him not to go back.
Everybody's good.
That's what his instinct was telling him to do. He was joking.
It is now a crime scene.
Everybody was laughing about it.
Secret Service is in custody, has the person in custody. Everything's okay. One shooter, we know so far.
Or perhaps a greater conspiracy, or perhaps somebody came in behind this one shooter. I can also confirm to you this, that the FBI Director, Kash Patel, he is there. The perpetrator is on the scene. They're processing it. They confirm once U.S.
That's probably
Secret
right
Service
near
agent was
where
in
it took
fact
place.
shot. The round was stopped by the vest, and I give all credit to all these guys that put their lives on the line for everybody. The president was
Speaker of the House being rushed out of there. Man, this is crazy. This is freaking nuts.
Around him were very, very concerned, rightly so, especially in light of the culture that we are.
Hey, thanks, Betty Black. Thanks for thinking of me. Apparently, this isn't stuff that people sport the channel watching.
And you think about it, there's just too many.
Hey, thanks, Allie K.
Again, you go back to the lone wolf, wider conspiracy. Probably this will be examined and discussed for weeks and weeks ahead. Certainly you would think that room would be safe and secure, but we do know from the very beginning that the shooter charged the magnetometer closest to the front door. And that's where he took that shot and did hit the Uniform Division Secret Service agent.
That's pretty wild right there, isn't it? Look at that.
His condition is good. He's going to be fine.
Look at that. It just looks like a funny picture, kind of.
The people around the president were beyond adamant that they did not want this to go forward.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you get, you know. Let me just say this right here. This is a truth, and if it offends you, it offends you. But everything that Trump's done in this war against Iran and everything like that, if a Democrat did it, they'd be really proud of him for doing it, the Democrats. But because it isn't, and there's a thing called Trump derangement syndrome, they make it seem like it's the worst thing in the history of the world. It is absolutely, oh my God, everybody, oh Jesus, he's like Hitler, he's like this. And it's just garbage, okay? It is absolute garbage. I'm so sick of it. And it's because of that type of speaking. Whenever you listen to the Carvels of the world and all the little lunatics out there, they say things in a way that make it seem, again, we're right back where we were, you know? I don't know what the thing is here. You know, I don't know what the motivation is or anything like that, but, you know, the first two, you know, the one in Pennsylvania and the other one at Mar-a-Lago, they're all, you know, it's the same shit. You know, they just believe something, and they believe it because they've been told to believe it a million times. It's absolute garbage, okay? So what people need to do is look in the mirror, look at their soul and think to themselves, would I mind what he's doing if Obama was president, for example? You know, when he took out and blew up, you know, took out bin Laden and he killed all these other people, you know, it's like, it was great. And everybody on the right cheered it. Like, hey, good job, right? Because he was sort of somewhat, you know, deemed likable, right? But Trump isn't deemed likable by the left media. So everybody hates him so much that everything he does is treated as the worst thing that's ever been done in the history of mankind. It's sick. I mean, it really is. And I'm disappointed in people who can't sort of think logically. It's okay to be against, like, you know, going into Iran for different reasons. You know, but if you sit there and go, oh, it's because he did it and he's psycho or something, you're crazy. You're a crazy person. What he's doing is what every other president wished they had the guts or the ability to do. They didn't do it. Iran's a terrorist nation who, if you allow them to actually acquire a nuke, won't care if they fire it at some point, or they'll use it as leverage forever, and they'll be able to do whatever the hell they want to. So you got to nip that in the bud right now, even if it means losing the midterms, etc., etc., etc. It's the right thing to do. The Democrats would never do that if it's the right thing to do, if it meant losing a midterm election. That's the difference. They don't do what's right. It's about, hey, we got to win at all costs, every single time. That's not fair, Gray. I know this one time. Ah, bullshit. You guys know it. Whatever it takes to win. That's why they just tried to do a bunch of different seats in Virginia. Add, like, I don't even know how many congressional seats. Unbelievable. And I know they've tried to do it in other places, too. Hey, thanks, Tink Mick. And I'm just what I'm saying here is, how come Trump has been shot at, or you know, like he wasn't actually shot at. They were going to try to do that, though, right? 3 times in less than 2 years. How come? Do you think it has anything to do with the way people talk about him? Do you guys have, I mean, do you believe that, or you just think, oh, it's just random, pure bad luck? No way. Hey, thanks, Betty Black, Allie Cake, Wild Bill Wassman. Yeah. And I need your guys' support, you guys. We're just literally hanging in by a thread at the end of this month. We've had 4 horrendous days, and we need your guys' support to keep on trucking. I know this isn't our normal topic here, whatever, but it is going on right now. And I've covered all the, you know, the shootings, all the different ones.
Backstage in tears, crying, I just want to go home. She was then escorted out of the building.
Hey, thanks, Cinnamon Sin Free.
It's one of those situations, Sean. I think you said it so well. The discourse,
right,
the
there you
tone.
Go.
It's something's got to give here for the betterment of our country and indeed the entire world.
Kevin, I know somebody that actually saw that moment, saw her, spoke to her briefly, and can you really blame her? I mean, she watched an assassination of her young husband, somebody that believed in spirited.
How much you want to bet that Candace Owens comes up with a way to turn this into a conspiracy? They're going to show the Caroline Leavitt. Shots will be fired at this event. You know, that's what everybody says. But she'll turn it into that. She'll make it into, and then Erica Kirk. Oh, there's something to do with Erica Kirk and Trump. They're trying to distract the attention off of the... It's crazy. Hey, thanks, Cinnamon Freak and Stephen Connerly. I will bet money that Candace Owens' next live stream will turn this into a conspiracy. That's how her brain works. She is a nut job, okay? And that is the truth. You can believe whatever the hell she's saying, but that just means you're stupid too. Gosh, Gray, no wonder you don't have any subs. How dare you? Well, you know what? The truth is the truth. You are an idiot if you believe Candace Owens, all right? Literally a stupid, dipshit human being if you believe Candace Owens and any of her theories that she has. She is a moron who can speak better than most people. That's the scary part about it. All right, let's see. What else we got here?
You know, he's a pretty unique historical figure in many ways, and it's hard to watch all of this. And, you know, I don't care. We've got to keep elected officials, Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative. We've got to protect them.
That's right.
And
yeah, we got to get some... There's got to be more stuff on... If you guys have any links of videos or anything like that, why don't you guys all go look out and then send them to grayhuze2@gmail.com. You are staged. That's right. Yeah, I mean, Erica Kirk's there. Can you imagine the trauma on that event? I mean, my God. I mean, not, you know, it's not just her. Everybody in there is traumatized, but it's like, especially when you have nut jobs like Candace Owens, who put her life at danger. See, here's the truth here. Candace Owens has put people like Erica Kirk's life in danger by convincing a bunch of absolute dipshits in the world to that Erica Kirk is somehow behind the killing of her husband, and she's part of this and part of this and part of that. And there's people out there that probably are thinking they're doing something good. And she probably has been warned. Remember that event that she was supposed to speak at a week ago or so? I don't know what the genesis of that was, but she didn't speak at that. And she probably wonders if somebody's going to attack her on a daily basis. And then here we go. She's at an event and somebody has a gun in there. She must have been freaking out. Now, I'm sure it has nothing to do with her. I'm sure it's related to Trump or just trying to do a mass casualty event at an official event like that. But can you imagine what she feels like every day when you have millions of absolute dipshits watching Candace Owens? And who knows how many of those at the very end are actual psychos as well. Don't mean to keep swearing, but that's how I feel.
You remember tonight about what could she possibly be wearing? What will she's always so elegant. And she had to sit there once again and stands tonight knowing that her husband once again was in such danger.
Of course, you're going to see that.
Great point too.
Of course, you're going to see it. They're idiots. These people.
Elegance, and yet she's also had to go through so much. I can't imagine what's...
Gray, you just believe the Fed slop, you bastard. Okay, whatever. Okay, you want to see this? This is when I recorded it after the fact. Right after it happened, I rewound and then just recorded it. So here, here's how it was kind of looked like. That must be right when the shots happened. See how everybody's looking at the camera? So if we go about right here, listen. Doom, 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 doom. So those might be shots he was, I guess one of the Secret Service people was shot in the body armor. Thank you, Mary Melinda. It's so weird, the juxtaposition of the people in the crowd. And there's probably this long, big, wide opening between here and the stage. But just watching the president and them, nobody's even noticing anything. Let's see if this redheaded lady started noticing something. Let's see. Right here. No, she hadn't. Yeah, she's just drinking her wine. Trump's over there, but these people are looking. And it wasn't until people started moving around, and then the redheads right here started to notice something. And now Melania, and I think that's Carolyn Levitt right there, right? Let's see how this was working. Wow. And then they take Trump off the stage and they kind of duck him down. Hey, thanks, Mary Melinda. And then they kind of get him up right there and get him out of there. Wow. Isn't that just insane? And look at these guys with massive weapons over here. I mean, they were ready. How the hell did the guy get into the building, though? Where, I mean, even anywhere near the building. I guess that's where the problem is. I mean, I guess people can just do what they want to do sometimes. You know, you can't stop everything. It's probably being briefed right now. It's Gray. Oh, I just put it up there. In there. It's right here. Hold on. Yes. Right there. Yeah, it's a magnetometer. Oh, and then you started shooting. Wow. Did any of the bullets make it to the door? I mean, it'd be interesting to see what the hell happened. Yeah, let's see this one. No, it's already happened. Already happened. Oh, you can hear it there. Hear that? That's crazy. And this is them, like, after that, all just sort of sitting around. I guess this is right now. So this is going to happen at the White House right here. All right. So is this... All right. Hold on. I got to get this. I think I might have to be able to get the White House YouTube. You'd think they might have that. If not, we got that one. I know that there is one. Let's see, are they setting up for anything? No. Nothing currently, but let's see. And this is pretty crazy right here. Thank you. Silva is here. And by the way, why does it offend people when I have an opinion on like what's happening and stuff? Who cares? You can think whatever the hell you want. It's just sick, the world now, you know. And you can disagree and all that shit. But, okay, the gunman video. All right, I got one from Lynn here again. Lynn's always pretty good buzzing around out there. Thank you, Betty Black. Oh, wow. Okay, is that it?
Oil, 4, got it? No. Scooch over. Silver foil, 4, got it?
No. Probably got him in the head.
Scooch over, slightly right, silver foil, top of the stairs. Got it.
Oh, he's face down there. Wow. So he's handcuffed.
Jesus Christ.
Is he alive?
Sorry.
Yeah, he's alive in that video there. Huh. So do they have him, or? Hey, he's just a Caucasian, maybe. I don't know. It could be Syrian or something. You know, that they look kind of similar, but who the hell knows? Probably just another psycho out there. That's crazy. He's moving his head around and stuff. Okay, he's alive. Earlier they said he was taken out, killed. I'm glad, actually. You know, now you get to have the story instead of Candace Owens making up a conspiracy theory. He'll probably say, "Why'd you do it?" Well, Candace told me, you know, that some of these people here. All right, let's see. What do we got on this one right here? Oh, did you send? Oh, you sent me that. Yeah, I already got that. I was looking at Wild Bill's one. Did you send me something, Betty Black? And thanks, Betty Black. And by the way, you guys, if we could get some support for the channel, that'd be great. We need to get some gifted memberships, maybe some sort of a challenge like you guys normally do. We got to get the ball rolling here. All right, let's see what this one is. So we'll definitely check this out when it's happening. Is there... Let me sure. Is the audio? Yeah, the audio is good. Here, I'm going to put this over here to the side just to... Okay, yeah, I've got that. Does he have a ponytail on or something? It's kind of weird in that one picture. I don't know. That would be kind of weird. I don't think so. Look at some moron over here. Look at this. Staged event. This is not real. Trump is a liar. See what I'm saying? These people are crazy. Absolute nut jobs. And they're all going to point to Caroline Levitt saying, and shots are going to be fired at this event. Yeah, that's what people say, you know.
A couple of ducks, 3 brown bears, 4 running hares. You good?
What is going on over there?
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Sound check. 1, 2.
Oh, that's the guy doing the White House. Does he got a ponytail on there? Okay, no. That was weird. That was just a boot or something right next to his head. That was weird. Yeah, it doesn't look like they're spending a lot of time helping him out over there.
Silver foil, 4, got it?
I don't know.
Scooch over.
They might have.
Silver foil at the top of the
I don't know what his condition was when he got there.
Got it.
Because it's weird that you would cuff him, take his shirt off, and then cuff him. It could have been. I don't know. I don't know. It's just what people say all the time. People always say, and shots are going to be fired, you know, from both sides here. It's not even, it's just what people say. Right, but it didn't cause the shooting, Ames. It's not, you shouldn't avoid having to say anything. How about we avoid having psycho killers? How about that? Wouldn't that be amazing? Let's avoid having those people. Like, why can't women go to a park and jog at night if they wanted to? Oh, because there might be a killer there. How stupid. Well, how stupid is it that we have a society that has people like that in it? You know? That's even worse. Yeah, there's no live event set for the White House, even though this is at the White House. Alright guys, I'm going to have to ask again now. Can you guys please help support the channel? My channel relies on you guys, and if you're aware, my channel's donated $293,112 since January 2020 out of the large portion of the income. Like, I donate like 30 something percent of the gross income that comes into the channel. And the only way that makes that happen is if you guys are, generously supporting the channel every single night. It seems like we have these nights where people just go, yeah, forget it. We need to get the ball rolling, okay? So right now we're at 1/4 of a nightly goal. So if you guys have the ability, that would be awesome. Now we actually try to make a difference as a channel. So we've given $293,000 in 6.5 years. Pretty good. All right, let's see. Hey, thanks up there to Shirls and Alley Kick. All right, so who's going to do the first challenge of the night, you guys? We got to get one of those going. Correspondent, dinner, shooter. They all keep playing the same. Oh wait, that was interesting. Oh wow, that one's better. Oh, so looks like a Secret Service agent. It must have been a hit right there.
Yes. Yeah, we're doing a.
See, that looks like a agent. See that?
He's gonna drop tone in a second.
Hey, thanks so much, Mickey.
5K, Christian. One, two, three. All right, cool. So we're good for pool. Yeah.
Now, those are the magnetometers, obviously. Right?
Oh, I should. After tonight, I should.
Look at that.
I can run in this. It's pretty easy. It's a lot all right, so you're good for us?
Thank you, Betty Plack again.
All right, man, thank you.
And then I don't know if the person they have over there is the person. It looks like maybe a Secret Service. Well, they do seem to be kind of like, kneeling on top of it. Let me see. But see, that guy looks like a suit wearer. And apparently one of the Secret Service agents was shot in the body armor. So that could be him. And if this was apparently this was a major league weapon, not some bogus, like a, some sort of assault rifle. I don't know, maybe, if you don't say the correct terminology, the gun people get, oh, come on. If you say assault weapon and you say it's an AR-15, they go, that's not an assault weapon, that's it. And they go on and on and on. It's like, Jesus, just get to the important part, okay? No, they haven't. I mean, that's over 6.5 years. That's not. It isn't Elena. See, where do you come from, Elena? This is what I'm saying. I've asked you 100 times. When you come in here, I'm not asking you to do your little analysis that you always seem to like to do. So we're gonna have to get you on timeout again for another 30 minutes.
1, 2, 3, 4,
You're
5,
just an
6,
absolute
7, 8,
nut job.
9,
That
10.
isn't how it works.
Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Elena
7,
always
8,
makes
9,
it so I have to
10.
explain things.
1, 2,
Ad
1, 2,
revenue.
good. Thank you.
And all kinds of, the other types of income that comes in make up the ability to do that. So Elena doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. You can go do something. There's no way in hell. Jesus, what a... Let's see. Agent did get shot in the vest. Right. Yeah, that's what they said. Like in this one here, you can see the person on the... I think that's them on the ground right there. Right there. I think that's the Secret Service agent. What do you mean it's on TV? I'm not sure what you're talking about. What's on TV? What are you talking about? Why don't you type a sentence that people can understand, Whiskey Boots? Yeah, I know. I see it over here. I've got it right here. This is the White House. See it? See how it's right there? Okay. We're just waiting for it to happen. I've already mentioned that to you. I was talking about the shooter trying to charge in. Right. Uh-huh. When I logged in, was talking... Oh, yeah. I wasn't talking... are you talking to me, Betty? I wasn't really referring to you. But Elena always tries to throw a little... Like, try to say things to make people go, wow, ooh, look at that's weird, It's just... She does it in a passive-aggressive way so that you wouldn't know that what she's doing. I've seen it a million times. And no, we haven't had $1 million in super chats on my channel. Not even close. If so, man, how cool would that have been?
Christian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, we're just waiting right now for the White House speech.
1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, Ouija, nice job. 1, 2, 1, 2. Are you okay? 1, 2.
Oh, J.D. Vance was up there.
Okay. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. You guys good? Everybody good? Yep.
All right, who's going to do a challenge, you guys?
1, 2, 1, 2.
We haven't had one.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Everybody good? Everybody good?
Elena, the support for the channel stifler every single time.
1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Unconfirmed video of the White House dinner shooter. That's not. I don't think that's the shooter there. In that.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on. Things knocked over.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. They. That's what it. The person did try to rush in and shoot, but it's hard to picture how... I mean, here's what you would think. That even outside, you have a layer of people not just waiting for the magnetometer. Like, the magnetometer shouldn't be the end fence,
And let me know, look, tell me if it's straight.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Get out! Get out! Let's go! Let's go! Get out! Let's go!
I don't know. He doesn't seem like it because he's got... Later you see him with handcuffs on and he's no shirt.
Are these the same?
A Secret Service person was shot in the chest. Maybe that's who that was. But I mean, in the vest, though. I guess they're okay. But yeah, maybe that person would have just walked away. So maybe it is the person. I really don't give a shit. I hope, you know, if the guy's on the floor in that video, awesome, yay, you know, that's great, we got it, you know. What we know, though, is somebody tried to come in through the magnetometer, rush in, bum rush it, and then try to start shooting people with a high-powered weapon of some sort. Yes, we did, but no one knows. I don't know what you're referring to. I noticed. I was listening to it before I came on. About the shooter, you know, trying to come in through the magnetometer area. That's just kind of weird. Like, how do they make it in there? Hey, thank you, Gene Taggart. I think you're like on way behind or something. Here, I'll go to True Social. Law enforcement has, there we go. Just so you know, I'm reading the real thing. Law enforcement, let's see, has requested that we leave the premises, consistent with protocol, which we'll do immediately. I will be giving a press conference in 30 minutes. Okay, they're doing the whiteboard testing. 30 minutes from the White House, press briefing room. And it says the First Lady plus the Vice President and all cabinet members are in perfect condition.
4-5. Can somebody hold this for me, please?
We will not be speaking to you in a, let's see, we will be speaking to you in a half hour. I'm just watching what's going on over here. I have spoken with all the representatives in charge of the event and will be rescheduling within 30 days. President Donald J. Trump. Okay.
Can you have, is this a good angle?
They're going to be rescheduling it.
Good? I'll go this way.
Let me see if they're at the White House has it now. Might take them a while to get things set up. Oh, geez, music never stops. Think of something different. You know, your brain is too into the derangement syndrome. So, oh, yep, they got it here, so we don't have to worry about any of this shit anymore. All right, so this is going to be happening here in a minute. Let's see what they're saying on over here.
It's unclear to us. We don't yet know, and the Secret Service agents that we keep talking to don't yet know. So they're trying to figure out that, I mean, it's clearly the beginning of an investigation. The president wanted to come back out. He wanted to continue this, but the Secret Service was telling us it's a bad idea. We told the president it's a bad idea, and we don't think this is the way to go.
Yeah, I was sitting next to Stephen Chung, who obviously works very closely with the president. You know, for all of these people, this is a very unsettling, to say the least, situation. He was with the president at Butler. He was with the president at the golf course. They have been through this routine before. And I think it's worth pointing out again that, you know, by the time I lifted my head up...
Oh, you did a challenge, Betty Black? What was your challenge? I don't know why nobody noticed it. So what is it? Let's do one. What do you got? If you want to. What's your challenge? I don't know why the people didn't say look it like they normally do. You know? It's almost a conspiracy.
This event again within 30 days. He was looking forward to it. It was the first time he's been to this dinner as president of the United States. And, you know, there was a lot of anticipation and a big night was underway. So it's very disturbing. You got to feel for all the people who have been through this with him several times now, guys.
Well, Martha, and can we talk about this just a little bit? Because think about that. You mentioned Stephen Chung has been through this with the president multiple times. America has been...
Thank you, Chris Stew. God, that's their volume. What a joke. Come on. Anybody? Come on, you guys. We got to get to the goal tonight. This is getting untenable now. It's just every night's just a struggle the whole night through. All right, let's see.
Because they're trying to conduct an investigation, and there are actually people staying in this hotel. I mean, so that's part of the process. I mean, as you're waiting for the president here, the unique thing that I think you notice in all of this is that there's not one clear narrative. It's been...
Well, no, but it's up to you, Betty Black. You have to say something like, I'll donate 5 memberships if 5 individual people donate 1. That's how a challenge works. So it's up to you. People can't type it in.
Not willing to talk. So everybody who was inside this event was inside and was, at least for the most part, secure.
I think it's worth mentioning also that when we walked into the
What are you
building,
trying,
there
Liam? What are you trying?
a very good number of protesters outside this building. There were Palestinian flags being waved. The theme tonight was the First Amendment. There were people shouting from a distance. They were behind barricades outside of the Hilton here as people walked in. Not that unusual in today's
This
world.
is live right here. So whenever it happens, it happens.
Could tell that something was happening. I thought maybe it was protesters that had made their way into the room. I think a lot of us had that thought initially, and that they were going to tackle them probably and get them out of the room. But it wasn't that. They were responding to someone who had shown up with a gun at the magnetometers, and there was a lot of discussion.
Man, I don't know. When I was there, I thought it was because the press secretary said there'll be shots fired tonight, and I just thought it was part of the gig. What happened, Betty? I'm confused, man. I don't know what's happening, but what people are talking about. Maybe I'm misreading everything. Yeah, the challenge is you have to just specify, hey, I'll do this if you guys do this. Nobody's required to do anything. You don't have to.
Main entryway, and people start ducking under the things, and you don't know if you're waiting for gunfire. You have no idea what is about to happen.
Yeah, that must have been weird for Wolf Blitzer.
Kind of in this blur, and everybody, even under the table, you're looking at your colleagues, and they're looking at you going, I don't know what happened. And you're asking them, did you hear anything? And they're telling you, I heard something, but I can't really recognize what it was. And in that whole time, you can imagine that's happening times an nth, because everybody in the whole building is saying the same thing. I heard something, I heard somebody behind me, I heard this, I heard that. So to get a clear picture of what is actually happening, or what actually happened inside the auditorium,
I'm just waiting. We got audio playing, but I'm just waiting for this to happen.
People who are here are doing yeoman's work trying to get a handle on this. They stopped, whoever this was, they stopped this person from doing any major damage inside this auditorium. And for that alone, we should all...
God, man, what a nightmare. Candace will go, what is she doing crying? Nobody else is crying. Why is she crying?
People were climbing over the tables and people were scrambling to get out there.
All right. I'll just explain it on here again. All right, so sometimes, Betty Black, on the show, there'll be people that go, I'll do a challenge. I'll send in 5... I'll gift 5 memberships if 5 other individuals gift 1. That's what a challenge is. You know, so it's like a 5 for 5 kind of thing. And then some people say, I'll do $20 if somebody else does 20, you know, whatever. Some people do 10, like 10 to 10. Right? Now, like, here's one. Look at that. Gene Taggart right there says, I will donate 5 memberships if 5 people step up and buy 1. See that? There you go. That's exactly what we're talking about right there. All right? And so there it is. So that'd be awesome, you guys. If you can do that, that would be awesome and get us like over 50%. Looks like Ducey's going to talk here in a second.
Information, we're working our sources, me and David Spud right now. We'll have something on that in a bit once we are able to confirm, but just kind of highlighting on what Trace was saying. I initially thought somebody was rushing the stage. I heard commotion, I heard flashes being done, tables being done, and all the Secret Service guys kind of running towards the
what a nightmare for her.
I didn't hear any gunshots, but you could sense the panic in the room. I was sitting right next to Peter Ducey, he got under the table, we heard Secret Service behind us.
How do we know she wasn't the shooter? Candace Owens will say.
Just a little color on the situation. Poor Erica Kirk was at the table next.
Looks like Cash Patel is in the ballroom. It's
you know, traumatizing that's got to be for her for a situation like that. But yeah, we're just working the phones right now, trying to see if we can get the suspect ID. Working federal law enforcement sources. We're initially hearing it's a younger guy in his 30s, potentially from California.
All right, guys, we got 1. We need 4 more gifted memberships to reach the challenge in there. If you can, please help support the channel. Oh, okay, I didn't know, Betty. I thought you said you're confused. And then above, I thought you said you tried to, but nobody saw you say that. See, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to read. It's just, I don't know. Don't worry about it.
We just have a 2-minute warning that the president is about to.
Okay, 2-minute warning.
So we're going to stay with you, obviously, until that gets underway. But you know, clearly,
sometimes the internet's faster.
Very shaken up by what happened here.
So we got Moonshadow. We need 3 more, you guys.
It really speaks to the environment that we live in, and this president has seen these kinds of situations.
Please help reach the challenge.
So back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Martha. And we've been given the 2-minute.
Okay, well, you said you're trying. I don't know how that means you can't. It's okay if you can't. Just say that. I mean, by the way, you don't need to say anything. Okay, if you can't help support the channel, then you can't. I don't need you to say it. You know.
Tonight, and was followed up by one of our producers.
Nobody's required to do anything.
Falls under DHS and is not currently funded, as the Department of Homeland Security has been shut down since February. Some frontline agents have been paid by money from the big, beautiful.
All right, you guys, we need 3 more.
Essential personnel are not getting paychecks, Kevin, as we await the President of the United States.
Which will no doubt intensify the discussion on Capitol Hill.
Can you guys hear the background audio?
Not just to the safety and security of the president, but all of those who have been suffering throughout this shutdown, this partial shutdown of government, to get them finally funded. That conversation will no doubt intensify here in the days and weeks ahead as we continue to await the President of the United States. We see Peter Ducey there up to the left. I've also seen David.
Please help support the channel, you guys. We need 3 more, either a $5 or a gifted membership to reach the goal or challenge that was put out there. It really helps the channel out a lot. Thank you.
To having the dinner sometime here in the next 30 days.
It sucks to have to ask over and over and over and over again, but we got to get the ball rolling and reach goals.
Just wait here. We are within the 2-minute warning for the President of the United States to come inside the pretty press briefing room there. Usually what will happen is you look to the left side of your screen there, and obviously the President usually will be preceded by the press secretary and others.
Hey, thanks, Alley Kick. There's 1. We have 2 more.
Alicia, that could also speak tonight. Perhaps even the FBI Director, Cash Patel. Again, we're sort of guessing who might come out and speak, but it would seem to make the most sense, obviously, to come out and first let everyone know exactly what.
I mean, Betty already helped the channel out before, so I was wondering. I don't know what you were saying up above, I guess. I got confused.
Exactly, Kevin. And, you know, earlier tonight when there were reports that the President of the United States said that basically the show was going to go on. He still wanted to continue it this evening. I don't know about you, but the first thing that came to my mind was fight, fight, fight.
Hey, thanks, Carol Silva.
Butler, Pennsylvania, when he stood up with Secret Service trying to protect him, and he said that is the spirit of this president, and it continues this evening. He's been communicating with Americans and the media through social media all evening, and any moment now we're going to hear from the man himself. It'll be a show of force, whether it's the president alone,
let's see what's going on
or if
here.
he comes out there, as you mentioned, with other cabinet members, with the vice president as well. We will have to wait and see. But sadly, this is a message
We need
that
one more, you
he has
guys.
had to get before. And he has had to talk to Americans before and assure them that he was safe and that other people were safe. And once again, thank the U.S. Secret Service. Kevin?
Indeed. There are some reports, and we're chasing different names. I've been reading different accounts, again, not confirmed, as we, of course, hope that we will get more clarity and more information here, not just from the president, but also from those in law enforcement. One of the names that we had heard,
this is the live feed right
31-year-old
here.
male from California is now in custody in connection with this
31-year-old from
I
California.
don't want to say the name, but we'll see if we can get confirmation of at least.
Well, thanks,
that
Gene. I
limited
guess
reporting that we have
we didn't need the
at
last
this
one,
hour.
but
For those of you
thank
who
you.
have just joined us, Kevin
Man,
Cork,
it's
Alicia
so hard to
Acuna,
even get a
you're
challenge
watching
going
Fox
these
News live
days.
continuous coverage of the White
Crazy.
House Correspondents' dinner, which was interrupted after an apparent gunman tried to charge the mags and discharged a firearm, we understand. And as we get more information, we anticipate hearing from the President of the United States in mere moments. But in the meantime, let's go back out to Trey Yangst, who has done yeoman's work for us both overseas and here tonight. Trey.
Thank you, Gene. No, we didn't reach the goal, Big Fulla.
Official who said behind the scenes it's a very somber but resilient vibe. Administration officials are reminded of the two previous attempts on President Trump's life. When I spoke on the phone with one official at the White House, they said this was a reminder of Butler, Pennsylvania. You can imagine these administration officials, the president himself and the vice president, they have a long history of experiencing these types of security events.
They got the vice president. They grabbed him. Get the hell out of here. He's like, hi. That's funny.
This area, it was not just the Secret Service, but the local police and a variety of different law enforcement agencies. And there were a number of checks to get into the Washington Hilton, along with those metal detectors. When we understand this security incident took place, I went back to inside the ballroom as this security.
Hey, thanks, Sandy. Appreciate it.
Got under the tables, some people were crying, now they're shaking. And a top advisor to President Trump, Dan Scavino,
And thanks again, Gene Taggart, the legend.
There's the president being escorted. The president being escorted out one side. There's the president being escorted. The president being escorted out one side. The vice president being escorted.
To see if there was a threat inside of the ballroom, and it was just an unpredictable and very tense moment inside of this hotel as this security was taking place. The president escorted out with the vice president in seconds, and those cabinet officials, they had security on the perimeter of the ballroom. I was sitting next to the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, and immediately his security team got to him, escorted him out. Other top advisors to the president also quickly escorted out of the ballroom before.
Did you leave, Gene? Thank you.
Very long time. People had to stay inside as they were conducting this security sweep around the area. And again, people, many of them in shock as this was taking place, understanding that just feet away outside of this ballroom is where this shooting took place. The president is expected to address the press conference and more broadly the nation about this event that took place, which was supposed to be a celebration of the First Amendment and journalism around the world. Scholarships were supposed to be given out to journalism students here in Washington, in the nation's capital. And again, this turned into a very somber moment. A senior White House official telling Fox News that there is a resilient moment within the administration.
Hey, hold on a second.
We are evacuating. Not someone coming. Well, thank you very much.
the hell's the sound coming? Hold on a second.
I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way very beautiful. A very beautiful thing to see a man charge a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons to freedom of speech. And he was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service, and they acted very quickly and have just released, for purposes of transparency, clarity, I've ordered it to be put out. You probably have it by now. Put out on Truth and put out on many of the platforms. A tape showing the violence of this thug that attacked our Constitution, and also showing how quickly Secret Service and law enforcement acted on our country's behalf. Really did a great job. One officer was shot, but saved by the fact that he was wearing obviously a very good bulletproof vest. He was shot from very close distance with a very powerful gun, and the vest did the job. I just spoke to the officer, and he's doing great. He's in great shape. He is has very high spirits, and we told him we love him and respect him, and he's a very proud guy. He's very proud of what he does, Secret Service agent.
Oh, right.
And we looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, you know, it's not a particularly secure building, and I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's got
okay, here we go. I can just
drone-proof,
drag
it's
it.
bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it.
Oh, that guy ran
They've
by.
wanted the
Look at it, right
ballroom
there.
for
Boom.
150 years for
See, he's got a gun
lots
on
of
him.
different reasons, but today's a little bit different because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before. But everyone owes a tremendous debt of gratitude to the courage of law enforcement,
That's
the
crazy,
law
okay.
enforcement, and working with the D.C. police. And we just spoke with the mayor. And when we're finished, the police chief is going to take over and discuss it also from their viewpoint. But they also performed exactly as they were supposed to. And you see the attacker in different positions, but you also see the attacker totally subdued and under control. So as you know, this is not the first time in the past couple of years that our republic has been attacked by a would-be assassin who sought to kill. In Butler, Pennsylvania, less than 2 years ago, you all know that story. And in Palm Beach, Florida, a few months after that, we came close. We really had, again, we had some great work done by law enforcement. But in light of this evening's events, I asked that all Americans recommit with their hearts in resolving our difference peacefully. We have to resolve our differences. I will say, you had Republicans, Democrats, Independents, Conservatives, liberals, and progressives. Those words are interchangeable, perhaps, but maybe they're not. But yet everybody in that room, big crowd, record-setting crowd. There was a record-setting group of people, and there was a tremendous amount of love and coming together. I watched, and I was very, very impressed by that.
That's crazy, right
but,
there.
But we were, First Lady and I were taken very well care of, very quickly rushed off the stage. Vice President J.D. Vance, who's here, was likewise.
Hold on a second.
Beautifully done. He was just saying how quickly everybody acted, law enforcement, Secret Service in particular in this case, but law enforcement. Marco had the same thing. Pete was there. Pete didn't want any help. He didn't want anybody to help. He doesn't want anybody to help him, but he did get some, didn't you? And I think you also said that it was very impressive. So with that, I'd like to ask Todd
video
Blanche
so
to
blurry? Watch.
Come up, say a few words, and tell you it's already underway. The man has been captured. They're going to his apartment. I guess he lives in California, and he's a sick person, a very sick person, and we don't want things like this to happen. I think it's very important that I say, though, and I told the representatives of the evening, they did such a beautiful job. It was such a beautiful evening, And again, they're talking about free speech in our Constitution. That's what it's all about, not just White House correspondence. It was really based on free speech in our Constitution. But I said very importantly that we'll do it again within the next 30 days, and we'll make it bigger and better and even nicer. So I just want to thank everybody that was involved. I also want to thank the press, the media. You've been very responsible in your coverage. I will say I've been seeing what's been out. You've been very responsible. So
What does
Todd
that
Lynch,
mean?
I'd like to say a few words, and then we're going to have cash. And then you're going to go on. We can ask, I guess we can take a couple of questions. I want to thank the First Lady that was a rather traumatic experience for her. There was a lot of action taking place up there very quickly. But again, the response time was really incredible. And we're going to reschedule. We're going to do it again. We're not going to let anybody take over our society. We're not going to cancel things out because we can't do that. We wanted to stay tonight. I will tell you, I fought like hell to stay. But it was protocol. They said, please, sir, because they didn't know there was a lot of action going on, and they didn't know could there be probably a lone shooter, but we'll find out. We'll find out very quickly. They have it very well under control. So I want to thank everybody very much. And Todd Blanche, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Tonight you saw the very worst and the very best of this country. You saw the very worst by the actions of that coward that the President just talked about. But you also saw the very best because you saw law enforcement do exactly what they're supposed to do. And you'll see the videos come out, I expect, very shortly, and you'll see law enforcement do exactly what we want them to do. And so I echo what what President Trump just said, that we are extraordinarily grateful and appreciative of the men and women of law enforcement that did their jobs tonight, including one who was injured. This investigation is ongoing. I expect you will see charges filed shortly. The charges should be self-evident given the conduct, but as you'll hear, there will be multiple charges surrounding the shooting, around the possession of firearms, and anything else that we can get on this guy. The investigation is obviously ongoing and just started. There is federal law enforcement already.
It does look like this
working
guy.
on search warrants.
Doesn't that look like the
and
guy
doing their
there?
job, and I
Maybe.
don't want to get ahead of them, and don't want to get ahead of the work that they're doing even as we speak. Director Patel and I were just on the crime scene a short while ago, and everybody in this room should rest assured that the
Teacher of the
Metropolitan
month.
Police Department, the FBI, Secret Service, everybody's on the scene doing their job. I know that the police chief is going to give an update from the scene as soon as we're finished here, and I obviously will lead the details of what they have learned to him. But in the meantime, I just want to thank everybody in this room for the courage. And I want to thank President Trump for his words, and I promise you, justice will be served. Thank you. Dr. Patel.
Thank you, General. Thank you, Mr. President. The President's absolutely right. You saw the best resolve of American law enforcement because you, Mr. President, inspire them 24/7, 365. You give them the resources that they need, and they know that you have their back. And that is a changing dynamic in this country, and that's why you saw brave Secret Service agents respond immediately, swiftly, subdue and take down the suspect, and safeguard the lives of thousands of individuals at that hotel. Thanks to our interagency partnership with the Department of Homeland Security and the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI was rapidly deployed onto the scene, took over the evidence response unit, is examining all the ballistics that were found on scene to include the long gun and the shell casings. We are conducting witness interviews as we speak. You will hear from our team on the scene there with the mayor and the head of the FBI field division there. But please know what the Attorney General has just said reigns no truer. You saw the very best of America tonight. The very best unite us at a time of uncertainty because we have leadership here with the President and the Vice President that backs law enforcement, and the men and women that I shook their hands on the scene today could not have been prouder to show up on scene. And as the Attorney General said, make no mistake, we are conducting witness interviews. If you have any information whatsoever related to this event, 1-800-CALL-FBI. 1-800-CALL-FBI. No piece of information is too small. No piece of information is inadequate. We will evaluate it all. We will also be conducting interviews of those that were there. And if any of those individuals have information, please come forward to law enforcement or the FBI or the Metropolitan Police Department. We will be examining this individual's background thoroughly. That process has already started, and we are going to ensure that he was either a lone wolf actor or anyone else that was responsible. We will analyze all evidence immediately to make sure that we safeguard this country. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, thank you for your leadership. Attorney General and Homeland Secretary Merlin, thank you for your partnership in law enforcement.
Thank you. Okay, we'll do a couple and then we go to the chief. Madam Chairman, I just want to say you did a fantastic job. What a beautiful evening, and we're going to reschedule. Okay? And after that, it's very tough for her to ask a killer question, right? But you have done a fantastic job. Please.
Mr. President, I appreciate it. As you mentioned, it all happened so quickly.
Yeah.
And I wonder, especially because unfortunately you have experience with these sorts of threats, in that moment when you realized there was a threat and service agents were telling us to get down, can you describe what was going through your mind, how you were feeling in that moment?
That's a very good question, actually. It was, it's always shocking when something like this happens. Happened to me a little bit, and that never changes. The fact we were sitting right next to each other, First Lady on my right, and I heard a noise and sort of thought it was a tray. I thought it was a tray going down. You know, I've heard that many times, and it was pretty loud noise.
No, there was a lot of trays going down.
And it was from quite far away. He hadn't breached the area at all. They really got him. But, so it was quite far away, but it was a gun. And some people really understood that pretty quickly. Other people didn't. I was watching to see what was happening. Probably should have gone down even faster. Melania was very cognizant, I think, of what happened. I think she knew immediately what happened. She was saying, that's a bad noise. And we were whisked away along with other people, but we were really whisked away. And again, the performance of the Secret Service and the police, all of the law enforcement, I thought was really good. So it was very quick. There wasn't a lot of time to be thinking, because it was a matter of seconds before we were out the door and gone into an area. We very much, and you wanted to too, we very much wanted to continue it, because I don't like to let these sick people, these thugs, these horrible, horrible people, change the fabric of our life, change the course of what we do. So we held out. You were there. We held out right till the end, but they didn't want to take a chance, and I understand there was protocol. But we're going to be doing one hopefully within the next 30 days or sooner, and I am ready, willing, and able, and I was all set to really rip it. And I said to my people, this would be the most inappropriate speech ever made if I said what. So I'll have to save it. I don't know if I could ever be as rough as I was going to be tonight. I think I'm going to be probably very nice. I'll be very boring the next time, but we're going to have a great event. And you did a fantastic job. Thank you very much. Peter, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. There's a report in the New York Post that this assailant assembled his weapon somewhere on site at the hotel.
Tyler Robinson.
What do you think about that? And I asked,
hey, you guys, don't forget to help support the channel.
why do you think this keeps
crashed and burned?
Well, you know, I've studied assassinations, and I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people, Abraham Lincoln, I mean, you go through the people that have gone through this, where they got them, but the people that do the most.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Karen. Just
the biggest
I don't
impact,
know,
they're the
man.
ones that they go after.
Trump
They
sounds
don't
like
go
a
after the ones that
more
don't do much
American.
'cause they like it that way. And when you look at the people that have either, whether it was an attempt or a successful attempt, they're very impactful people. Just take a look at the names there, the big names. And I hate to say I'm honored by that, but I've done a lot. We've done a lot.
Yeah, but where are you listening to the shooter, Karen?
We were a laughing stock for years, and now we're the hottest
Unreal.
country.
Send me a
anywhere.
link if you
We've
got
changed this
something.
country.
Instead of blabbing it out there.
And there are a lot of people that are not happy about that. So I think that's the answer, Peter.
And after Butler, your team for a while rethought.
Yeah, I've got the name. I just went to the house on the screen. Did you guys see that?
No. Well, but then you just don't.
His
do
last
it.
name is
I
Allen.
can't do that.
It's not Chavez.
You know, it is what
Okay.
it is. We have to do it. The room was very, very secure. You know, he charged from 50 yards away, so he was very far away from the room.
And what do you think when you saw the video of how fast he was running.
He was moving. He was really moving. And the reaction time was great. Boy, those guys, they had their guns drawn literally by the time he was there. They were shooting.
That's right.
I thought they were very impressive. And if I didn't, I'd let you know, I'm not going to be, I would not stand for that. No, I thought they were very impressive.
Thank you, President Trump, and thank you for updating us on the suspect earlier. Were you aware of any threats? Was your team aware of any threats beforehand? And do you believe you were the target of this tonight?
I guess. I mean, these people they're crazy. They're crazy, and you never know.
I don't think so, Karen.
It was very far away from me. I had to go through a lot. We had resources all over. We had resources sitting at tables, literally.
Unless that's a different name. If there's a whole different name than the person that was out there.
We had people all over the room, so he had a long way to go. That was really a first line of defense, and they got him. And they really, they acted incredibly. No, there was no notification. We had no idea. Go ahead, Kevin.
Any political motivations from this?
Well, you never know. Now, we'll be able to tell you that maybe by tomorrow or the next day. He's in custody, and they're asking him a lot of
CNN
questions.
confirmed
they're
dead.
going over Todd, and they're already at
The
his
shooter.
apartment. He
No.
lives in California.
I mean, maybe he died since
And
then. I don't know.
They're over there, so they'll be able to tell you. Thank you, Caitlin.
President Trump, did the suspect say anything or...
Send me a link, Karen, if you have something.
That would
All right.
allege some type of motive here?
No, I mean, he was a guy who looked pretty evil when he was down. They had him down. He was fighting hard. He was, in my opinion, a sick person. Who would do that but a sick person? But I think you're going to find everything about him. No reason to talk about it now. But tomorrow at this time, long before this time, you're going to know a lot of things.
That guy doesn't look like anybody.
They seem to think he was a lone wolf, and I feel that too.
Are you concerned about U.S. Secret Service protection ability? We saw several of the detailees take minutes to be escorted out the room.
No, they acted very quickly. No, I was very impressed by Secret Service. I mean, I'm the one.
All right, back to the breaking story.
Now,
it wasn't until Tuesday morning that police that investigators found these shell casings at the White House. These bullets, I should say, bullet rounds. One penetrated.
That's a different case, Karen.
It's my life.
That's not even this
I want to
one.
live because I want to make this country great. That's why I want to live. But when you're impactful, they go after you. When you're not impactful, they leave you alone. Okay, a couple of more. Go ahead, please.
Listen to the video on the link you sent me.
This shooting could have been linked to the war in Iran.
I don't think so, but you never know. We're going to know a lot. We have the best people in the world working on it, and we're going to know a lot. Please.
Mr. President, there's a lot. You, as well as some of us who have covered Butler, experienced another horrific day 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What felt similar? You had the First Lady with you today. What felt different? And you have another 2+ years in office. Are you concerned about something like this happening
Well, I
again?
can't be concerned. I can only get great people. They did the job, in my opinion, a much better job than Butler. Butler had one weak spot that we all know about. Somebody should have been up there. But even Butler, we had our sniper on our side within 4.2 seconds from a distance of about 400 yards, one shot.
Yeah, it did seem kind of similar, Karen.
I'll
give you that.
And if he didn't do it, now, he's David. His name was David. I say, hello, David, every time I see him. David, I like you very much, David. But think of that. Now, if he doesn't hit him, and he hit him right between the eyes from 400 yards without any notice, nobody knew. He heard a sound.
She is pretty.
He looked over, and there was actually a tree that was somewhat in his way. You know the story very well. And he aimed, he fired, and if he didn't do that, beyond me, you would have had a lot more people killed. We lost one great person and 2 people very badly hurt. They're okay now. But no, that was so. In a sense, that was pretty amazing the job they did. But they did have that one weak spot, as you know. They should have had that covered. Tonight they had everything covered very quickly, and he was fast. He was running full blast, and they got him before they got any further. I was very far away. He hadn't anywhere close to breach the doors of the ballroom. The ballroom was sealed, and everybody in there. That's why once those doors opened, they didn't want to do tonight. If the doors weren't opened, we could have probably done it tonight, but I think we're much better off rescheduling. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, for you and perhaps law enforcement as well, what is the level of confidence that this was a lone actor, and has the suspect made any statements to police while in custody?
Yeah, I think it's just it's not my profession. We have great professionals up here and outside that have been working with us. My impression is he was a lone wolf, whack job. These are crazy people. These are crazy people, and they have to be dealt with. We had that in the second attempt, as you know, and he's spending life in prison. Because if you let him out, they'll probably, if he serves 10 years or 15 years, you let him out, he'll probably try it again with somebody else. They're sick people. We have a lot of sick people. But you're going to know, I think very shortly, you're going to know, Todd, a lot about him. You're going to know a lot about him. Yeah, a couple of more. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Are you concerned about political violence? This could be politically motivated.
All violence. I'm concerned about everything. Look, but I can't be so concerned that you can't function. No, I'm here. It's a dangerous profession. I tell the story.
I'm trying to make out what this guy's doing over
it's
here.
Dangerous.
He's like standing there, and then.
If you take 1%.
Does he go down on his knees
take
for something?
About 10% of 1%, just to break it down very easily.
Like right there. What was he doing?
They die. So much less than 1%. 10% of 1%. I think bull riding is very dangerous. If you take
so blurry,
about the same, 10% of 1%, much less than 1%. But if you take presidents, it's 5.8%.
Yeah, he was like
about
on his knees.
8% are
I
shot at.
don't know what the hell
So nobody told me this was such a dangerous profession. If Marco would have told me,
hey,
maybe
thanks,
I wouldn't
Chris
have run.
O'Connell.
Maybe I would have said,
Thank
I'll take
you.
a pass.
Very kind of you.
No, it's
Thank
a
you.
dangerous profession, but I don't view it that way. Look, I'm here to do a job. It's part of the job. It is a dangerous. I can't imagine that there's any profession that's more dangerous. But I love the country, and I'm very proud. I
don't know. I mean, it could have been that he was shot, but then he got up and started running, so it's hard to say.
I think the most successful, the hottest country anywhere in the world. This happened over
Hey, thanks. We say howdy here.
Just a year, and we're going to do great things. But with that come risks. There's no question about it. Yeah.
To that end, I mean, there's been so much political violence, not just aimed at yourself, but at other members of Congress, state house speakers, you name it. Is that just the cost of doing business to do politics in America anymore?
Yeah, well,
what does that say about our country?
Too. We're not the only country. You look at this great violence with all countries. I was
talking
to
Chris
somebody
O'Connell.
from another country.
Thanks for your nice
today,
words.
And they have numerous assassinations of political figures all over the world. You look at South America. In South America, it's like some of the numbers are just horrific. It's dangerous. It's dangerous stuff. Whether it's here or someplace else, no country is immune. No country. Good question.
Can we turn that temperature down at this point?
Well, probably if I decided to just not do much, if I let everybody rip us off and take advantage of us. Look, we're leading the world in trade now. We're leading the world in the military. We're the greatest military in the world. I rebuilt it in my first term, and now we use it because we have no choice. We can't let, as an example, Iran, we can't let them get a nuclear weapon. Everything will be peanuts compared to that if they ever were given a nuclear weapon, and they'd use it too. Marco and I were talking about it today. They would use it without even hesitation. We can't do that. It was a shame. I said, oh boy, look at the numbers. We just broke 50,000 in the Dow. We just broke 7,000 in the S&P. They said we couldn't do it in 7 years, in 5 years, 4 years. They were saying maybe in 5 or 6 years. And we did it in 1 year. And I called everybody.
Yeah, he's just talking about the Dow.
I mean, and said, we have to take a little journey. I say to do this. We just had the great number.
Hilarious.
We just broke 50,000. Wasn't supposed to happen during my time.
See, apparently this is him right here, you guys.
Did it in 1
And
year.
that looks exactly like the picture.
We're going to have to make a
Here, watch.
journey to Iran. They're going to have a nuclear weapon if we don't do it. We had the B-2 bombers.
I mean, if that's not him, there's a freaking clone. See that?
Obama agreement, the
Teacher
Iran
of the
nuclear
month.
agreement, which was a disaster. That was a road to
Torrance,
a nuclear
California.
weapon. They would have used it. They would have used it 100%. So, when you do things like that, you become a target. If I wasn't doing that, I guess I'd be a lot less of a target. But I'm honored to be. Okay, one more question. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, President Trump. Do you know how the gun was brought into the hotel? And also, how does this event impact you as the leader of our country? Do you think it will change your
I
leadership?
like not to think about it. I lead a pretty normal life, considering it's a dangerous life. I think I handle it as well as it can be handled. I think a lot of other people, you read stories where they become basket cases. To be honest with you, I'm not a basket case. I really take it as it is. I do it for the country. I'm not doing it for any other reason. I have a first lady who's doing a terrific job. She loves the country, and she recognizes it better than anybody. She's told me numerous times. She said, "You are in a dangerous job," but that goes along with her too. I mean, it's dangerous for her too. We sat there tonight. We heard that noise, and it was either a tray or a bullet. I was hoping it was a tray, but it wasn't. And again, we had some very brave people doing a great job, so we're very proud of them and happy with them. I just want to thank everybody. They will be able to give you all that information as to the names and everything else. I think we released the names already. Most of you would have it, but his name. We appreciate it. I see so many tuxedos and beautiful dresses. It was a little different evening than we thought, but we're going to do it again, and we have a great chairman who we're so proud of, and we have to make it better. We'll make it safer, I guess, right? But we're going to make it even better. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
You talked about how impactful this was. Can we hear from her about?
Well, honey, would you want to say something?
Okay.
Huh?
One in the back.
Right.
Millions of people across the globe, in fact, are watching you. You demonstrated courageous leadership, and thank God you're alive.
I know who it is. Con, I've already found everything. Thank you. I've already done all this. I'm not looking for him.
From here on.
Well, all you can do, look, I don't care how many.
Where do you
people
guys
you
come
have, how
from?
good
I just
they
showed
are.
it on the screen
They
10
can be
minutes
the
ago.
greatest people. You have the greatest security in history.
Thanks for your help, though.
If you have a whack job,
See,
that's
right here.
got a brain, but
Notice I got a
it's
pin right
little
next
bit
to his
distorted
house.
or a lot distorted, they can make trouble. I would say, Pete, right? They can make trouble. Some of these people are of genius level IQ, and they're nuts, so it can be trouble. So you do absolutely the best. You get the best. We have the best people. Well, look, it was
house.
proven tonight. He started running from 50 yards, and he was fast. He was like a blur on tape. He was moving. It was very impressive the way they got him, because a lot of people would be looking and saying,
Yeah, I've had the
it's
name
like
for like 30 minutes.
a weird
Right.
feeling, and they would let him get through, but they didn't let him get
Thanks,
through. They drew those guns so fast. They looked like Matt Dillon. They looked like somebody that knew what they were doing. What do we do? But it comes with the territory. And if you want to do a great job, I really believe that. And you take a look at what's happened to some of our greatest presidents, and it doesn't happen to people that don't do anything. And it's not going to deter me from winning the war in Iran. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I really don't think so, based on what we know. But we're
I was looking to see if there was a helicopter going around the house.
Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Glad you're okay.
And now they all pretend to care. You guys spend every one of your freaking waking hours making people around the world hate him. And then you go, oh, hey, glad you're okay. Yeah, shut up. Jesus, you don't give two shits. Yeah, he's, what the hell's that? It's a Goodyear blimp. Anyways, he lives right around in this area, right here. So I don't see a helicopter. I was thinking maybe they would buzz around, have somebody already at the house. You guys even here anymore? Hello?
These forces give America options. They can project strength, deter aggression, and if called upon, fight and win. They are forward, mobile, and ready, standing one.
Yeah, maybe we can go back and watch that again, I guess. But anyways, look at this. Here's the video. I'm sure they'll come up with a better version of this one. They just quickly recorded this on a cell phone that they didn't even focus. So this guy is already, I don't know, I can't tell what's happening with him. Such a weird, you know, I don't know, maybe he was shot in the back or something, but then he got up and he's running. I don't know, I can't tell what he's doing, you know. It's weird. Like he just bolted through there, this guy. These guys all make sense, I just can't see what he's doing. Hey, thanks, Dan Vader. Have you found out his name? Yeah. I know what his name is, and I have his address. I've had his address for 30 minutes. We were just listening to the White House Correspondents, but even while we were listening to that, I went and found the residence by going to Ben Verified, looking up his name in California, and typing in his age, and there he was. There was only one 31-year-old in California with his full name and middle initial, and that was him. It doesn't say that he's a teacher, however, in that. But I guess we could probably type him in here. It's weird. He just kind of sprints from. That's so weird. Like that guy was kneeling down doing something. I just don't know. I guess you'd have to see. If I saw the real video, I could tell. And it's just so grainy and blurry over there. All right, you guys. Thanks during that to We Say Howdy Here, Glamis Girl, and Chris O'Connell. If we could get like one challenge or something going, we could get pretty close to reaching the minimum goal. So that'd be pretty cool. It's Torrance, California. I have it right here. It's, you know, that's his house right there. His name is Cole Thomas Allen. Come on, just, how come you guys, Jesus. All right, let me do a Google search for a different time frame. I go back, you know, something like 2023. No. I don't see it. I don't see him show up anywhere. Now there is a, go to Facebook, C2 Education. So it's congratulations to Cole Allen from C2 Education. Let's see where that is. Anybody into doing a challenge? Education of Torrance. There it is. So he's a teacher right here. C2 Education.
Asked by the reporters
theirs looks a little bit
inside
better.
the briefing room was, could this be linked to Iran? And at this point, we simply don't know, and that's exactly what the president said. They still don't know who the suspect is, who, if this is a lone wolf, the president said he believes it could be a lone wolf. They're still working through that. As you can imagine, now begins the really hard work and the forensic work of social media, any electronics, any travel, anything like that. If this person was even on their radar, law enforcement locally in California through the state.
So C2 Education provides personal K through 12 tutoring, college, test prep, and admission counseling. So it's really sort of like how to get you into college. Their services focus on, so he's not really a teacher, you know. Their services focus on improving grades, boosting, more like tutoring, you know, boosting test scores, and guiding college applications. They offer customized plans involving diagnostics, personalized tutoring in core subjects, math, reading, writing, science. And it's tutoring service K through 12. Yeah. Isn't that just crazy? You know, what in the hell is wrong with these people? I'd like to know what his background is, though. I mean, he's kind of a mix of something. I don't know. I mean, what would make a teacher from California fly all the, you know, however they traveled there, all the way, as far away as possible? It seems like we always get the same crap over and over again. Any chance we can get a challenge going, you guys? Somebody out there, somewhere. Yeah, well, the Trump and everybody was still just sitting still, too, when everybody was shooting. He's probably hungry, you know? In my stomach. No? Huh. You sure didn't make it very far. I'd like to try to reach the goal tonight, you guys. We haven't reached the goal in a long time. Alright, it's getting really frustrating for me. Alright, let's see where we go. So you can hear it right there. Ding, 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 ding.
My name is Sean Carter, the Director of the Secret Service. Tonight, we saw exactly what our brave men and women do each and every day to protect our protectees. It's not easy, and I will tell you that they performed admirably. We got to see what they do, and that individual, when he charged a checkpoint, was apprehended. It shows that our multi-layered protection works, and I'm grateful to our partners that help assist us with building these sites and protecting these sites. Very fortunate that this officer is alive, is being observed, and I'm grateful that the President reached out to this officer and spoke with him earlier. ask everybody to pray for him and all of our officers and agents that were involved. And I will tell you, we will continue with the mission. Thank you.
Thank you. Judge Shapiro.
I'm Janine Pirro. I'm the United States Attorney. Right now, the defendant is being charged with 2 counts, 924C, using a firearm during a crime of violence, and a second crime under 111, which is assault on a federal officer using a dangerous weapon. Now, as you all know, there was an individual, a uniformed Secret Service officer,
It'd be cool to know the background here of this guy, the shooter. And other than him being a teacher, I don't know. But you guys, on my channel, every single night we try to raise funds to help support the channel, and we also donate a huge amount of money each month. This month is one of the worst months we've had in the 6 years we've done this. But if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, that would be great. We've already given out 1,000 this month. I'm hoping to give maybe another 1,000 or 2. Who knows how it'll end. But we've had 4 really, really, really bad days, and it just put us really far behind. And no great days, just sort of every day, just average, average, average. So if you have the ability to help support the channel somehow with super chats or gifted memberships, that would be great. Because what we are just finished our $6,000 scholarship fund that's now being submitted to, and then we have a new one that we've just started building up again. So if you guys could please help support the channel. I'm not just saying it for me to say and have everybody go yeah. We need the support from the people watching the shows to keep us moving forward. All right, and I think I do a good job here, and I would appreciate it. Thank you. See, that's the guy right there. The fax dude. Oh, that's somebody else. God, that guy looks like him. He's a tutor, as I said. Ah, jeez. I can't stand TikTok and how they always point at stuff and do weird. It's just goofy, Alright, Jim Lawn, thanks. Did anybody else hear what I just said? Seems like I just spin my wheels. Pretty sure my master's in college is in Masters in Computer Science is done. Okay, so why'd you throw it all away by trying to shoot the president? You ever wonder about that? Thanks, Wild Bill Wassman. Here, let me dig around on this guy really quick using this other website that I have. Let's see. I bet you he has like Telegram or something. This guy. It's only got one phone number listed. Let's see what we come up with. Please help support the channel if you can, you guys. As I've said 8,000 times already. Alright, let's see. Yeah, they haven't. Putting his phone number puts a pin basically at his house. Yeah, that's at his house. And then he's got nothing there. He's got doesn't have any email addresses listed. So that's sketchy right there, you know. That all he has is one phone number, 3 address history, and then really nothing else. Relatives. Let me see what he's got for court. Thanks, Alley Cake. And no criminal record that I see. Yeah, it's weird. Like he's just he probably has emails that are not normal. Thank you, Daniel Gosen. All right. We need 6 more gifted memberships to reach the goal. Why he has the word pretty, and I don't know what that means. I don't know. Up here, you mean? Pretty, like he probably means like quotes. You know, like, pretty sure, you know, my master in CS is done. Something like that. See, that's interesting too, because if you got a master in computer science, he probably knows how to hide a digital footprint. I mean, he has almost nothing listed anywhere. Yeah, his dad lives in the same area. I did, Karen. I said thanks earlier. I saw it. So his dad lives at the same address. So that's sort of interesting, you know. This could be the proverbial Zozo living in the basement scenario. And his dad has all kinds of, you know, email addresses. Yeah, this guy has 0 social media accounts. That's not normal. Alright. Pretty sure my master's. Seems like you should be able to find him around somewhere. Let's see. Hey, thank you. At Jax D. Don't see him out there. Yeah. He's not really even in newspapers.com either. Cole Allen isn't as common as Alan Cole. Cole is a last name. Well, like both of them are, really. I mean, his whole name, every single bit about his name is a last name. Yeah, I can't find him anywhere. Hey, thanks, Karen. Did we have a challenge? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, we've had 4 days this month that are $250 less than a normal night. Okay, so that's like 1,000 less than just sort of the normal just flow, which is pretty. I know probably this is like tax month, so maybe that's it. But either way, we still, you know, making a difference out there. I hope they put out a clearer version of that. I mean, look at it. I mean, Erica Kirk's just freaking out. Why wouldn't you be? I mean, shit, you got somebody shooting at something at an event, and she's probably already freaking out. She's probably freaking out walking right there. I know, that's what I said. Her husband was shot. She's normal. The people who aren't normal are the people who criticize her. I don't care how she looks. Like, everybody, like, who cares if she looks upset and then smiles and looks upset again? That's how she feels after her husband got blown away, okay? Because you think you wouldn't act that way doesn't give you the right to trash her every single day. I guess you have the right to do whatever you want. You know? Yes, you have the right to say and do whatever you want, but everyone else has the right to judge you for your disgusting acts in your comments. You know, just like stupid, I mean, that's just so sick of it all, you know? Hey, thanks, Jax D. I got a license to kill. You did? Let's see. Let me look. Hey, cool. When did you send it, Chris O'Connell? I see one from Sandy Shirley earlier. Maybe it's still in the mail, working, but thank you. I received the notebook, pen, chip, and squeeze thing. I love it. Thanks so much. Sorry, I haven't been busy, not on much. That's all right. Yeah, it's been a really, like, this month has just been, like, I don't know. It's weird. I got put into a weird algorithm, and it is the algorithm. People like to say, oh, no, it's your video. I don't know. YouTube is weird, you know. I guess what the problem is they don't think, you know what, this guy normally has stuff that people, let's put it out there and see what, you know, and they don't do that because I put out factual videos. My live streams are just live streams. We're talking, working through cases, etc. Trying to bring in funding and super chats and whatnot for the show and all the great stuff that we do outside because we have scholarship funds and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it didn't come in there, Chris O'Connell. Hey, thanks, Wild Bill Wassman. Appreciate it. I don't know, maybe it's on a delay or something. I can go look. Yeah. Don't know. Weird. Ding 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 ding. But thank you for the. Yeah, so they're at the home now? Okay, cool. I was thinking of doing a, hold on. Like going back to, we'll go to flight radar again, see if we can find it. Yeah, it's not even on there. It's weird. Chris O'Connell. I went to the actual app online, and I just wanted to check, see if it. I don't know what you sent or anything, but I was just going by what you said. All right, let me go to out here, go back to here, and so yeah, so there we go. Now, like we were way ahead, I guess. So let's see. There's the property, and let's see, there's this little, just kind of this little angular building situation there. Let's see. And there we go. So now this one and this helicopter are circling the house that we had a long time ago. I was looking for that. Let's see. Bilbo? We have a Bilbo in here? As in Bilbo Baggins? Yeah, good luck. Hey, thanks again, Wild Bill, and good luck tomorrow. He's in 7th place, he said. Not bad. I mean, especially when you have like over 100 boats. Hey, by the way, did that work out? Your before you leave, did it work out your mapping of the bed that you found? Did that work out? I'm not sure if you're seeing what I'm saying, Chris O'Connell. Sort of since the start, and I'm pissed about what he's gotten just into in Iran. It's not on behalf of Israel. See, that's where your brain doesn't really work good, Sun Soil. You know, you guys want to say that because of your hate for Jewish people, and don't go, no, it's just I don't like it. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. The reason you guys keep saying that he's there on behalf of Israel is because you want it to be so. Because of your racist beliefs that it's Israel and the Jews are at fault for everything that happens in the world. All right, so you're full of shit. Okay, if you support Trump, then you'd be supporting. You don't have to support going to, just war if you don't feel like that was something you wanted to do. I think Iran is somebody that's needed to be taken care of for decades. All right, so I don't know. Oh, yeah. Hey, there you go. Hey, thanks. Wow, thanks, Chris O'Connell. Thank you. Yeah, it took him forever to get that in there. That's crazy. That's what I call Wild Bill. Oh, yeah. So what did he say to my question? Gotta get to bed. Oh, I thought you were answering the bed question. Did you answer the one I said? Wild Bill, did you catch any on the bed that you marked? Yeah. I think when people say that we're doing stuff on the behalf of Israel, I think they're usually people who hate Jewish people. Because it's just such a stupid thought to have, it has nothing to do with them at all. They might have said, hey, it's a common foe or something where you go, oh, yeah, let's do this. Not, hey, we're going to do this because Israel, you know, we owe them something. That's just bullshit. You know, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Let's see. Israel joined USA versus Iran while the NATO's blindfolded. Right. Oh, you did? I didn't see the response. I can't see it up there. It's weird. Yeah, it's let's see. The Bass one. You said gotta get to bed, freaks. Then the next one, I don't have one. And then up above that, I don't have the answer anywhere. I don't know if it got deleted or what happened. Doesn't show up for me though. So I guess he did. Sweet. How many did you catch over there? New York Republican Congressman Mike Lawler was sitting at CNN table. I'm not sure. Like, why is she freaking out?
Where was the shooter? Somewhere out there. In the lobby? In the lobby?
Wow, that's weird. Makes it sound like it's a mile away.
I'm just letting you know, this is not verified. We're just listening to what's happening right now. But we have security around us, and it's Secret Service because there's a lot of members of the administration here. The Secretary of Education is...
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll do the mine. I'll donate 5 memberships if you guys do 5.
Seated right next to me, and her security just said, confirmed that there was a shooter in the lobby. It's not clear where. Obviously,
That's so weird. It sounds like it's coming from a mile away. Just like the person who recorded that in their living room. That's weird. Yeah, that's okay. Don't give us a better copy of that surveillance. That's going to cause problems by itself. You know how the nutters are out there. Wow. Well, thanks, Crystal Connell. You did it by yourself. Here we go. I'm going to do it. And there we have it. We got it. Right there. All right. Thank you. Very kind. Thanks again, Carissa O'Connell. And welcome all the new members out there. Boom chakalaka. What in the hell? You know, this guy is a weird one, right? He's a teacher in California. And what was it that made him drive all the way out to Washington, you know, like literally as far away as you can possibly drive to try to shoot, maybe, you know, shoot the president. I don't know what he was going in there for. I bet you know, maybe he watches a lot of Candace Owens, you know. We just don't know. Could have been in there for anything. So here's the thing. Like, let's say there's a Democratic president and somebody tries to shoot him. You can normally bet that it's going to be somebody on the right. And then if a Republican president shot at, you can almost bet for certain that it's somebody on the left. You know, we have, you know, everybody that's tried to shoot Trump, that's exactly what they have been so far. And then Tyler Robinson was also, you know, killing a conservative person. He's a lefty. You know, so you have that. But in this case, I don't know what this guy is, you know? Because a lot of conservative people, or whatever you want to call them, right-wing nutters, have been taken over by people like Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and the crew. Just these totally morally banked wackos out there that have like turned the feelings of a huge amount of people against conservative, the normal, you know, like just normal, yeah, woke right. Maybe that's a good term. And then you have, you know, in this case, obviously the left again, because they're the ones that have been shooting at Trump. And then, you know, so it could be left or right, or it could be like this guy has some connection to Iran or something like that. You know, something of that nature. Yeah, that could be too. He's trying to impress Jodie Foster. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that guy was actually like kind of mentally ill. You know, he was. You know, that's what I think too. I think that a lot of people that watch Candace Owens, they give her a lot of hype because they want her. I think a lot of people on the left want to pump up somebody like Candace Owens because it knows how they know how fracturing it is, and when you make her that big, it starts swelling into other people. It's sort of a political move. You know, like anything it takes. You know. Yeah, Megyn Kelly. You know, I don't mind every once in a while, like, listening to her when it's sort of like just sort of gossipy political stuff. But whenever she tries to cover true crime or something else, she's a moron, man. She doesn't even, she keeps calling, you know, Kohlberger or Kohlberger in the Kohlberger case, you know. Brian Kohlberger. There's no L. She keeps saying Kohlberger over and over and over again. It doesn't matter how many times you tell her. And then she never has the facts correct either. So you can just... The scary part is this. Have you ever noticed, like, that's why I try to be fact-based on my channel, like literally, like everything we talk about, so it's kind of boring to a lot of people because they like to have conspiracy shit. But the scary part is when you watch somebody like Candace Owens, or, you know, not Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly, and hell, Candace Owens is like the quintessential version, but it's more like a good example would be someone like Megyn Kelly. You know when you're watching Megyn Kelly and she's talking about something that you don't really know much about, so you just sort of go along and go, wow, that's wild. That's true. Boy, I believe that. Wow, that's nuts. And you go along and the whole time, and it's just like you think she's doing some reporting and it's all factual and interesting. But then you hear her talk about something that you know about. Like I know the Idaho 4 murder case inside and out, right? And then when you hear her talking about that, getting so many things incorrect, but has the same tone and, you know, the way she sounds, so certain, then you start wondering, was any of the other stuff that I thought I was just listening to and taking her at her word, was any of that accurate either? Have you ever guys felt like that? Because that's how I feel like with her. You have to take what Megyn Kelly says with 90 pounds of salt. It's just, we don't know. Because she's been so incorrect on other things. And look at her right now, for example, with Candace Owens. She said that Candace Owens has never tried to attack Erica Kirk. You know, she said that multiple times. Even though all the rest of us could see the sort of a passive-aggressive way she was doing it. And she goes, oh, I never said it. And now, there's no doubt in hell that that's all Candace does is attack Erica Kirk, right? Is anybody out there doesn't think that? Well, how come she's never come forward and said, you know what, I got that wrong. She really has been attacked. It's just sick, the whole thing. Because she wants to be cool and liked by everybody. Right, right. But she shouldn't be because she's, you know, God. I don't know. It's frustrating. I don't know who MK is. Oh, Megyn Kelly. Yeah, I go by the names. Let's see what this guy's saying.
Moving forward to ensure the safety not just of the president and other dignitaries, but obviously of the attendees as well. And yet, I think as this
Wait, hold on. Let's see this guy here. He's that guy on the hell's his name? This guy. What's his name? Look at him. Looks petrified. There he is. That is John F. Kennedy. Wow, how trippy is that right there? Look at this. Wow. Yeah, this isn't a time where you want to jump up quick.
Katie, do you have all your stuff?
Oh yeah, this. So this is the. The hell is that? There's JFK Jr.
Stand by. Yes, sir.
You know, the part that they didn't plan on very well here is the, they didn't plan very well just on how cluttered it is. Like, how do you get somebody out of somewhere?
Go to your right. Go to your right.
Wow, this is totally a whole different feel here, isn't it? This is crazy right here. Wow. This is like completely different feel.
Let's push out back there.
Pete Hegseth was in there. He's probably like, give me one of those rifles, man. Who the hell's that guy? Who was yelling USA? Man, that's crazy. Who the hell was yelling USA over there? Does the guy have a gun on him? Wow. That lady was kind of a badass right there.
Well, I'm at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It's my first one, and pretty eventful. It looks like a gentleman was shot somewhere. If I give you, there's a lobby. It's the noise came from that way. Here's the stage where the president was, and some J.D. Vance, and the noise came from directly back that way. And next thing I know, everybody's ducking for cover. We hid underneath the table. Pretty terrifying stuff, especially everything we've been gone through. So I guess the gentleman was shot, fatally shot, and we are still crammed in here. But looks like they just opened these doors and
probably. But you know, I think it's like if you're going there with I think he was trying to kill a lot of people at the event, but it's a Trump event. Like he wasn't going to go do it. You know, sure, it's a correspondent. You know, but he wasn't. He doesn't normally go to these, and since he's been president, so now he's at one, and some guy shows up, and they must have planned it because they went all the way from California. I don't know. I mean, it could be anything. I just think it's likely it's related to Trump somehow. Could be something else though. It could be there to, take out a Turning Point USA because of Candace Owens. Who knows?
Third prom is about to exit the Washington Hilton here in Washington, D.C. All right, stay safe. I
don't know. I think nobody was fatally shot.
Pray for peace. Pray for this country. God bless you guys. That's right.
The shooter's alive, and then the person he shot had a vest that protected them. Yeah, jeez, you guys are stupid. What about you? You seem suspicious too. Yeah, let me go back up here. I'm not sure what the hell that one was. This one's crazy. I want to watch that one. Of course it's staged. Of course.
Katie, do you have all your stuff?
I'm fine.
I mean, yeah, I think it's more like he went there, you know, like, it's because Trump's there, but he went in there to shoot people. You know, he's just going to shoot people, and it would be like his event, you know, because Trump's sitting up the front, and maybe he was going to try to get him. Just rush the stage and start firing, you know, because he was just sprinting, right? So, I mean, what do you guys think? But yeah, there's tons of people there. But I don't know if somebody's going to fly, you know, travel across the country to take out like some correspondent, you know. But I guess they could be pissed at the whole media world. Why is that, Zoza? You think he looks kind of... Yeah, he was sprinting. It looked like he was going to sprint to, like, try to get up the alley and just try to shoot him. That's how I would think he would do that. I mean, think how Kennedy feels, Mike. I mean, you know, he had his uncle and his dad both shot. So he's probably having the same, every little sound is freaking him out. You know? I mean, look at him. He's probably like, holy shit, what do I do, you know?
Stand by. Yes, sir.
What's that guy's name? That reporter? I think he used to be a Fox News guy and then he left. Who started yelling USA? That guy, he took his gun out.
Let's push out back there.
God bless America. I mean, it could just be like, you know, people chant USA. That sounds kind of nutty, though. I wish we could see more of that. I want to see more of that. Yeah, he was like looking around. I don't know, I guess we'll have to wait and see what their investigation comes up with. Yeah, let's check out Truth Social again, because usually, like, Trump puts out shit way before the official... Yeah, so the video that they put isn't as good as some examples that I've seen out there. Did the FBI... Let's see if Kash Patel put that out. Yeah, Erica Kirk was there. She was crying, leaving. And people are making fun of her because she was crying. It's all staged, of course, you know. Well, this is okay. They're going to be looking at the. Maybe he posted it in here. That's before.
The very worst and the very best of this.
Incredibly.
If you want to watch the White House press conference again from start to finish, because I think we missed the first part of it a little bit.
Country.
Yeah, is that the same? Yeah, it looks just as bad. Right. Was Tony there? Jeez. Yeah. I've already played it like 20 times, you know.
I just want to go find Suzanne.
She says she just wants to go home.
I just want to go find Suzanne. I just want to go find Suzanne.
Yeah, just imagine how she feels. It's crazy. Wish I had a vaporize button for people who trash on somebody like her. It's just such a shitty... What kind of world is this, man? You know? It's unbelievable. You guys want to watch that again? All right, here we go. I'll get my ugly face off of here. Hold on. Wait, let me go to the full monitor. There we go. Did you see that, Zozo? Oh, I played the full motion one.
Acted upon by...
All right. Here we go.
Well, thank you very much. That was very unexpected, but incredibly acted upon by Secret Service and law enforcement. And this was an event dedicated to freedom of speech that was supposed to bring together members of both parties with members of the press. And in a certain way it did, because the fact that they just unified, I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way very beautiful, a very beautiful thing to see. A man charged a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons, and he was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service, and they acted very quickly and have just released, for purposes of transparency, clarity, I've ordered it to be put out. You probably have it by now, put out on Truth and put out on many other platforms. A tape showing the violence of this thug that attacked our Constitution, and also showing how quickly Secret Service and law enforcement acted on our country's behalf. Really did a great job. One officer was shot, but saved by the fact that he was wearing obviously a very good bulletproof vest. He was shot from very close distance with a very powerful gun, and the vest did the job. I just spoke to the officer, and he's doing great. He's in great shape. He is has very high spirits, and we told him we love him and respect him, and he's a very proud guy. He's very proud of what he does, Secret Service agent. And we looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, you know, it's not a particularly secure building, and I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually a larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different, because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before. But everyone owes a tremendous debt of gratitude to the courage of law enforcement. The law enforcement, and working with the D.C. police, and we just spoke with the mayor, and when we're finished, the police chief is going to take over and discuss it also from their viewpoint. But they also performed exactly as they were supposed to, and you see the attacker in different positions, but you also see the attacker totally subdued and under control. So as you know, this is not the first time in the past couple of years that our republic has been attacked by a would-be assassin who sought to kill. In Butler, Pennsylvania, less than 2 years ago, you all know that story, and in Palm Beach, Florida, a few months after that, we came close. We really had, again, we had some great work done by law enforcement. But in light of this evening's events, I asked that all Americans recommit with their hearts in resolving our difference peacefully. We have to resolve our differences. I will say, you had Republicans, Democrats, independents, conservatives, liberals, and progressives. Those words are interchangeable, perhaps, but maybe they're not. But yet everybody in that room, big crowd, record-setting crowd. There was a record-setting group of people. And there was a tremendous amount of love and coming together. I watched, and I was very, very impressed by that. But First Lady and I were taken very well care of, very quickly rushed off the stage. Vice President J.D. Vance, who's here, was likewise beautifully done. He was just saying how quickly everybody acted, law enforcement, Secret Service in particular in this case, but law enforcement. Marco had the same thing. Pete was there. Pete didn't want any help. He didn't want anybody to help him. He doesn't want anybody to help him, but he did get some, didn't you? And I think you also said that it was very impressive. So with that, I'd like to ask Todd Blanche to come up, say a few words, and tell you it's already underway. The man has been captured. They're going to his apartment. I guess he lives in California, and he's a sick person, a very sick person, and we don't want things like this to happen. I think it's very important that I say, though, and I told the representatives of the evening, they did such a beautiful job. It was such a beautiful evening. And again, they're talking about free speech in our Constitution. That's what it's all about, not just White House correspondence. It was really based on free speech in our Constitution. But I said very importantly that we'll do it again within the next 30 days, and we'll make it bigger and better and even nicer. So I just want to thank everybody that was involved. I also want to thank the press, the media, You've been very responsible in your coverage. I will say I've been seeing what's been out, and you've been very responsible. So, Todd Blanche, I'd like to say a few words, and then we're going to have cash. And then you're going to go on. We can ask, I guess we can take a couple of questions. I want to thank the First Lady that was a rather traumatic experience for her. There was a lot of action taking place up there very quickly. But again, the response time was really incredible. And we're going to reschedule. We're going to do it again. We're not going to let anybody take over our society. We're not going to cancel things out because we can't do that. We wanted to stay tonight. I will tell you, I fought like hell to stay. But it was protocol. They said, please, sir, because they didn't know there was a lot of action going on, and they didn't know could there be probably a lone shooter, but we'll find out. We'll find out very quickly. They have it very well under control. So I want to thank everybody very much. And Todd Blanche, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Tonight you saw the very worst and the very best of this country. You saw the very worst by the actions of that coward that the President just talked about. But you also saw the very best because you saw law enforcement do exactly what they're supposed to do. And you'll see the videos come out, I expect, very shortly, and you'll see law enforcement do exactly what we want them to do. And so I echo what what President Trump just said, that we are extraordinarily grateful and appreciative of the men and women of law enforcement that did their jobs tonight, including one who was injured. This investigation is ongoing. I expect you will see charges filed shortly. The charges should be self-evident given the conduct, but as you'll hear, there will be multiple charges surrounding the shooting, around the possession of firearms, and anything else that we can get on this guy. The investigation is obviously ongoing and just started. There is federal law enforcement already working on search warrants and doing their job, and I don't want to get ahead of them and don't want to get ahead of the work that they're doing even as we speak. Director Patel and I were just on the crime scene a short while ago, and everybody in this room should rest assured that the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI, Secret Service, everybody's on the scene doing their job. I know that the police chief is going to give an update from the scene as soon as we're finished here, and I obviously will lead the details of what they have learned to him. But in the meantime, I just want to thank everybody in this room for the courage. And I want to thank President Trump for his words, and I promise you, justice will be served. Thank you. Director Patel.
Thank you, General. Thank you, Mr. President. The President's absolutely right. You saw the best resolve of American law enforcement because you, Mr. President, inspire them 24/7, 365. You give them the resources that they need, and they know that you have their back. And that is a changing dynamic in this country, and that's why you saw brave Secret Service agents respond immediately, swiftly, subdue and take down the suspect, and safeguard the lives of thousands of individuals at that hotel. Thanks to our interagency partnership with the Department of Homeland Security and the Metropolitan Police Department, the FBI was rapidly deployed onto the scene, took over the evidence response unit, is examining all the ballistics that were found on scene to include the long gun and the shell casings. We are conducting witness interviews as we speak. You will hear from our team on the scene there with the mayor and the head of the FBI field division there. But please know what the Attorney General has just said reigns no truer. You saw the very best of America tonight. The very best unite us at a time of uncertainty, because we have leadership here with the President and the Vice President that backs law enforcement, and the men and women that I shook their hands on the scene today could not have been prouder to show up on scene. And as the Attorney General said, make no mistake, we are conducting witness interviews. If you have any information whatsoever related to this event, 1-800-CALL-FBI, 1-800-CALL-FBI. No piece of information is too small. No piece of information is inadequate. We will evaluate it all. We will also be conducting interviews of those that were there. And if any of those individuals have information, please come forward to law enforcement or the FBI or the Metropolitan Police Department. We will be examining this individual's background thoroughly. That process has already started, and we are going to ensure that he was either a lone wolf actor or anyone else that was responsible. We will analyze all evidence immediately to make sure that we safeguard this country. Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, thank you for your leadership. Attorney General and Homeland Secretary Marlin, thank you for your partnership in law enforcement.
Thank you, Ken. Okay, we'll do a couple, and then we go to the chief. Madam Chairman. Oh, I just want to say you did a fantastic job. What a beautiful evening, and we're going to reschedule. Okay. And after that, it's very tough for her to ask a killer question, right? But you have done a fantastic job. Please.
Mr. President, I appreciate it. As you mentioned, it all happened so quickly, and I wonder, especially because unfortunately you have experience with these sorts of threats, in that moment when you realized there was a threat and service agents were telling us to get down, can you describe what was going through your mind, how you were feeling in that moment?
That's a very good question, actually. It was, it's always shocking when something like this happens. It's happened to me a little bit, and that never changes. The fact, we were sitting right next to each other, First Lady on my right, and I heard a noise and sort of thought it was a tray. I thought it was a tray going down. You know, I've heard that many times, and it was a pretty loud noise. And it was from quite far away. He hadn't breached the area at all. They really got him. But, so it was quite far away, but it was a gun. And some people really understood that pretty quickly, other people didn't. I was watching to see what was happening. Probably should have gone down even faster. Melania was very cognizant, I think, of what happened. I think she knew immediately what happened. She was saying, that's a bad noise. And we were whisked away along with other people, but we were really whisked away. And again, the performance of the Secret Service and the police, all of the law enforcement, I thought was really good. So it was very quick. There wasn't a lot of time to be thinking, because it was a matter of seconds before we were out the door and gone into an area. We very much, and you wanted to too, we very much wanted to continue it, because I don't like to let these sick people, these thugs, these horrible, horrible people, change the fabric of our life, change the course of what we do. So we held out. You were there. We held out right till the end, but they didn't want to take a chance, and I understand there was protocol. But we're going to be doing one hopefully within the next 30 days or sooner, and I am ready, willing, and able. And I was all set to really rip it. And I said to my people, this would be the most inappropriate speech ever made if I said one. So I'll have to save it. I don't know if I could ever be as rough as I was going to be tonight. I think I'm going to be probably very nice. I'll be very...
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's possible. You know, when you look at the audience there, you see all these people that are always his nemesis, you know, or whatever the plural is of that. You know, maybe they thought like, wow, I know what that feels like now to be under a threat like that. And maybe they'll have a little, you know, like that CBS lady, the Asian lady there. She seemed genuinely like, you know, sort of heart, sort of, I don't know how you want to, how you want to refer to it, but it just seemed like she felt like it was, it's like a genuine moment, so maybe it'll make some of them feel a little differently. Hey, look, we got a challenge by Marty. I think he's got, his is, not sure what the coffee to gray, if we get 5 gifted membership. He'll send in, $50 in coffee if you guys do 5 gifted memberships. Hey, there's 4 right there. Hey, thank you for the awesome job of all your time you commit to the truth. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. You know, so when I'm doing my show and I'm saying something or communicating with somebody in the chat, I don't need other people in the chat trying to sleuth out what I'm talking about. Okay? Just do your own thing. I don't need you to, it's weird. I mean, it's just such a weird phenomenon. Just watch the show part. What I was saying earlier was, Zozo came in and said, oh, did they have a video of Erica Kirk? And I said, yeah. And I literally put it up on the screen, the fast version. And I played it twice. And then 2 minutes later, Karen goes, I'll send the clip to Zozo. And I said, well, why? Zozo was right here when I was playing it. That's it. That's all I said. Doesn't that make sense logically to people with brains that work? You know?
Very boring the next time.
I mean, it doesn't
we're gonna have a
matter
great
that she
event,
said it.
and
I was just
you
wondering
did a
why.
fantastic
What was
job.
the
Thank
point
you
of
very
it?
much. Peter, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. There's a report in the New York Post that this assailant assembled.
Hey, thanks, Doodles in Gray. And thanks, Lori Love USA.
His weapon.
She says, thank you, Gray, for all your awesome job and your time to commit to the truth. Yeah, I've been working on this the Tyler Robinson video, man. This thing is getting pretty, getting tough. It's like, man, just really. I got a really cool shit though. Like I have the clock ticking away. It goes into the tunnel. I even I used ChatGPT to make a version of him. You guys want to see that real quick? We'll keep playing the rest of this. I just want to. I'm sorry, I did interrupt it. Like I said I wasn't going to. But look at this. It's pretty cool looking. Maybe I have it somewhere else. No. All right, hold on. I can get it really quick. Just a second. It looks kind of neat the way they did it. Come on. Where's the thing? There, right there. And yeah, look at this. Isn't that cool? Look at that one. He's at the top of the stairs. Isn't that crazy? And look at this. I even have him almost moving because they did so many clips in a row and I play it. He's like walking. That's the one. I wanted them to put that one at the top where it was supposed to be. But it's kind of weird. It looks like he's almost moving around. But I have him on his cell phone at the top there. See that? Yeah.
And somewhere on site at the hotel. What do you think about that? And I asked.
Hey, thank you, Karen and Marty's Bar and Grill.
This keeps happening to you.
And by the way, Marty's, his whole surgery and everything went well, and it's just he tries not to drink a lot of liquid. Let's put it that way. Anyways, he's he's feeling better. It's just it takes time. Yeah, good news too. He got good news.
Well, I've studied assassinations, and I must tell you, the most impactful people, the people that do the most, you take a look at the people, Abraham Lincoln, I mean, you go through the people that have gone through this, where they got them, but the people that do the most, the people that make the biggest impact, they're the ones that they go after. They don't go after the ones that don't do much because they like it that way. And when you look at the people that have either, whether it was an attempt or a successful attempt, they're very impactful people. Just take a look at the names here, the big names. And I hate to say I'm honored by that, but I've done a lot. We've done a lot. We've taken this country, and we were a laughing stock for years, and now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We've changed this country.
Remember when he got when the guy at Mar-a-Lago tried to shoot him? That guy went from Hawaii all the way to Florida. I mean, man, you couldn't go any further, really.
And there are a lot of people that are not happy about that. So I think that's the answer, Peter.
And after Butler, your team for a while rethought outdoor events.
Yeah.
Do you think that you now need to rethink
No.
indoor
Well,
events?
but then you just don't do events. No, I can't do that. I have to. It is what it is. We have to do it. The room was very, very secure. He charged from 50 yards away, so he was very far away from the room.
And what did you think when you saw the video of how fast he was running?
He was moving. He was really
he was
moving.
like sprinting.
And the reaction time was great. Boy, those guys, they
They
had their
turned
guns
boom,
drawn.
boom, 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 boom.
Literally, by the time he was there, they were shooting.
That's right.
I thought they were very impressive. And if I didn't, I'd let you know, I'm not going to be, I would not stand for that. No, I thought they were very impressive.
Thank you, President Trump, and thank you for updating us on the suspect earlier. Were you aware of any threats? Was your team aware of any threats beforehand? And do you believe you were the target of this tonight?
I guess. I mean, these people they're crazy. They're crazy, and you never know. He was very far away from me. He had to go through a lot. We had we had resources all over. We had resources sitting at tables, literally in disguise, sitting maybe at your table, who knows? But we had people all over the room, so he had a long way.
Probably
to
wasn't
go.
supposed to say that.
Really, first line of defense.
I guess if you're in
and they
disguise,
got
how
him.
would you ever know? It doesn't
and they
matter.
really, you know, they acted incredibly. No, we've had no. There was no notification. We had no idea. Go ahead,
Do you know
Kevin.
any political motivations from this?
Well, you never know. Now we'll be able to tell you that maybe by tomorrow or the next day. You know, he's in custody, and
No, I didn't say it was bad. I was just wondering why. Did Zozo take off again or something? You know.
they asked.
Karen. So Karen said, "Gene, I know you made a comment. You said you didn't think it was cool for me to do that. There's nothing uncool about sharing a clip on my show. What I was wondering is, like, why? You know, I mean, Zozo said, hey, let me see the... Who cares? God, it's such a boring...
Asking him a lot of questions.
Ridiculous.
I guess they're going over, Todd, and they're already at his apartment. He lives in California.
Yes, sir.
And they're over there, so they'll be able to tell you. Thank you, Caitlin.
President Trump, did the suspect say anything, or was he wearing anything that would allege some type of motive here?
Nothing, no, I mean, he was a guy who looked pretty evil when he was down. You know, they had him down. He was fighting.
Nobody knows what you're saying, Gene. No, just type in a sentence that's cogent.
Hard. He was, in my opinion, a sick person. Who would do that but a sick person? But I think you're going to find everything about him. No reason to talk about it now. But tomorrow at this time, long before this time, you're going to know a lot of things about him. He was they seem to think he was a lone wolf, and I feel that too.
Are you concerned about U.S. Secret Service protection ability? We saw several of the detailees take minutes to be escorted out of the room.
No, they acted very quickly. No, I was very impressed by Secret Service. I mean, I'm the one, and Mark, when you would agree with that, I think. I'm the one that would complain. You don't have to complain for me. I would be complaining. I'd be up here right now saying they didn't do their job. Oh, believe me, because, you know, it's my life. And I want to live because I want to make this country great. That's why I want to live. But when you're impactful, they go after you. When you're not impactful, they leave you alone. Okay, a couple of more. Go ahead, please.
Is there any indication that this shooting could have been linked to the war in Iran?
I don't think so, but you never know. We're going to know a lot. We have the best people in the world working on it, and we're going to know a lot. Please.
Mr. President, there's a lot. There's you, as well as some of us who have covered Butler, experienced another horrific day 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What felt similar? You know, you had the First Lady with you today. What felt different? And you have another 2+ years in office. Are you concerned about something like this happening
Well, I
again?
can't be concerned. I can only get great people. They did the job. In my opinion, a much better job than Butler. Butler had one weak spot that we all know about. Somebody should have been up there. But even Butler, we had our sniper on our side within 4.2 seconds from a distance of about 400 yards. One shot, and
See
he
you
was
later,
gone.
Gene.
And if he didn't do it, now, you know, he's David. His name was David. I say, hello, David, every time I see him. David, I like you very much, David. But think of that. Now, if he doesn't hit him, and he hit him right between the eyes from 400 yards.
What challenge? What are you
without
talking
any
about, Karen?
notice.
You're on
Nobody
rewind
knew.
or
He
something.
heard a sound. He looked over, and there was actually a tree that was somewhat in his way. You know the story very well. And he aimed, he fired, and if he didn't do that, beyond me, you would have had a lot more people killed. We lost one great person and 2 people very badly hurt. They're okay now. But no, that was so. In a sense, you know, that was pretty amazing the job they did. But they did have that one weak spot, as you know. They should have had that covered. Tonight they had everything covered very quickly, and he was fast. He was running full blast, and they got him before they got any further. I was very far away. You know, he hadn't anywhere close to breach the doors of the ballroom. The ballroom was sealed, and everybody in there. That's why once those doors opened, they didn't want to do tonight. If the doors weren't opened, we could have probably done it tonight, but I think we're much better off rescheduling. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, for you and perhaps law enforcement as well, what is the level of confidence that this was a lone actor, and has the suspect made any statements to police while in custody?
Yeah, I think it's just it's not profession. We have great professionals up here and outside that have been working with us. My impression is he was a lone wolf, whack job. These are crazy people. These are crazy people, and they have to be dealt with. We had that in the second attempt, as you know, and he's spending life in prison. Because if you let him out, they'll probably, if he serves 10 years or 15 years, you let him out, he'll probably try it again with somebody else. They're sick people. We have a lot of sick people. But you're going to know, I think very shortly, you're going to know, Todd, a lot about him. You're going to know a lot about him. Yeah, a couple of more. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Are you concerned about political violence? This could be politically motivated.
All violence. I'm concerned about everything. Look, but I can't be so concerned that you can't function. No, I'm here. It's a dangerous profession. I tell the story. Race car drivers, I think it's very dangerous.
I'm pouring water into a container so you don't
take
ask.
1% and then take about 10% of 1%, just to break it down very easily. They die. So much less than 1%, 10% of 1%. I think bull riding is very dangerous. If you take about the same, 10% of 1%, much less than 1%. But if you take presidents, it's 5.8%. And about 8% are shot at. So nobody told me this was such a dangerous profession. If Marco would have told me, maybe I wouldn't have run. Maybe I would have said, I'll take a pass. No, it's a dangerous profession, but I don't view it that way. Look, I'm here to do a job. As part of the job, it is a dangerous. I can't imagine that there's any profession that's more dangerous. But I love the country, and I'm very proud. I'm very proud of the job we've done. You see what's happened. We have a great country. We've got, I think, the most successful, the hottest country anywhere in the world. This happened over a period of just a year, and we're going to do great things. But with that come risks. There's no question about it. Yeah.
To that end, there's been so much political violence, not just aimed at yourself, but at other members of Congress, state house speakers, you name it. Is that just the cost of doing business to do politics in America anymore?
Yeah. Well,
what does that say about our country?
Too. We're not the only country. You look at this great violence with all countries. I was talking to somebody from another country today, and they have numerous assassinations of political figures all over the world. You look at South America, it's like some of the numbers are just horrific. It's dangerous. It's dangerous stuff, whether it's here or someplace else. No country is immune. No country. Good question.
Is it possible to turn that temperature down at this point?
Well, probably if I decided to just not do much, if I let everybody rip us off and take advantage of us. Look,
he just says whatever he
says. We're leading the world in trade now. We're leading the world in the military. We're the greatest military in the world. They rebuilt it.
He just says he shot him between the eyes because that's what he says. Like, wow, what great aim. They shot him right between the eyes. They hit him in the head, okay? He's not, Trump doesn't talk like, He just throws out, we all know he's not going to be like, well, yes, he shot him 3 centimeters left of the occipital lobe with the, he's just going to say, oh, he shot him right between the eyes. That's how he talks, So don't take stuff like that seriously.
My first term, and now we use it because we have no choice. We can't let, as an example, Iran, we can't let them get a nuclear weapon. Everything will be peanuts compared to that if they ever were given a nuclear weapon, and they'd use it too. Marco and I were talking about it today. They would use it without even hesitation. We can't do that. It was a shame. I said, oh boy, look at the numbers. We just broke 50,000 in the Dow. We just broke 7,000 in the S&P. They said we couldn't do it in 7 years, in 5 years, 4 years. They were saying maybe in 5 or 6 years. And we did it in 1 year. And I called everybody together. I called all of these people and others. And said,
we played the helicopter.
We have to take a little journey. I say to do this. We just had the great number. We just broke 50,000. Wasn't supposed to happen during my term. Wasn't reachable. We did it in 1 year. And I said, we're going to have to make a journey to Iran. They're going to have a nuclear weapon if we don't do it. We had the B-2 bombers take them out. I terminated in the first term the Obama agreement, the Iran nuclear agreement, which was a disaster. That was a road to a nuclear weapon. They would have used it. They would have used it 100%. So, you know, when you do things like that, you become a target. If I wasn't doing that, I guess I'd be a lot less of a target. But I'm honored to be. Okay, one more question. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, President Trump. Do you know how the gun was brought into the hotel? And also, how does this event impact you as the leader of our country? Do you think it will change your
I
leadership?
like not to think about it. I lead a pretty normal life, considering, you know, it's a dangerous life. I think I handle it as well as it can be handled. I think a lot of other people, you know, you read stories where they become basket cases. To be honest with you, I'm not a basket case. I really take it as it is. I do it for the country. I'm not doing it for any other reason. I have a first lady who's doing a terrific job. She loves the country, and she recognizes it better than anybody. She's told me numerous times. She said, "You are in a dangerous job," but that goes along with her too. I mean, it's dangerous for her too. We sat there tonight. We heard that noise, and it was either a tray or a bullet. I was hoping
he
it was
didn't
a
hear
tray,
the gunshots.
It wasn't,
obviously.
And again, we had some very brave people doing
He
a
didn't.
great
He
job,
did
so
hear
we're
a
very
tray.
proud of them and happy with them. I just want to thank everybody. They will be able to give you all that information as to the names and everything else. I think we released the names already. Most of you would have it, but his name. We appreciate it. I see so many tuxedos and beautiful dresses. It was a little different evening than we thought, but we're going to do it again, and we have a great chairman who we're so proud of, and we have to make it better. We'll make it safer, I guess, right? But we're going to make it even better. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Can we hear from her about?
he just kind of colors things up a bit sometimes.
Right.
Millions of people across the globe, in fact, are watching you. You demonstrated courageous leadership, and thank God you're alive. All of us are alive today. What is the message that you want to give to the world that this should change? What corrective measures can we take from here on?
Well, all you can do, look, I don't care how many people you have, how good they are. They can be the greatest people. You have the greatest security in history. If you have a whack job who's got a brain, but it's a little bit distorted or a lot distorted.
Yeah, like Trump syndrome people.
I would say, Pete, right? You know, they can make trouble. Some of these people are of genius level IQ, and they're nuts. So it can be trouble. So you do absolutely the best. You get the best. We have the best people. Well, look, it was proven tonight. He started running from 50 yards.
Yeah, he does.
And he was fast. He was like a blur on tape. He was moving. It was very impressive the way they got him.
You know, so they always, like, when Trump would go into the fire department and literally sit down with the firemen and talk to them over in the corner somewhere, the media would never play that part, you know? Like, he didn't even care he was being filmed. He's just over there talking to them, and these firemen and police officers, they, like, literally are on, like, his level talking. They're just, like, right there. They're buddies almost, right? You know, or, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but he's always like that. And, you know, it's just sort of like Bill Maher, right? Bill Maher is, like, a perfect example. Like, he went in and he met with Trump and he said, you know, he's nothing like I thought he was. He might not like his decisions and things like that, but he liked him as a person, you know, like they were. And so that's the reality, but the media doesn't want anybody to see that part. So all these people that are always his friend before he got elected, you know, they thought he was a great, they have him on a show all the time. And then as soon as he ran, he wasn't in the party that they wanted him to be in. They completely turned on him. And they've convinced an entire, like 50% of the population of a belief system about a person. And that's the truth, what I just told you there.
Because a lot of people would be looking and saying, you know, it's like...
Everything he does, they twist it around to mean something else.
They would let him get through, but they didn't let him get through. They drew those guns so fast. They looked like Matt Dillon. They looked like somebody that knew what they were doing. And we really do. But it comes with the territory. And if you want to do a great job, I really believe that. And you take a look at what's happened to some of our greatest presidents, and it doesn't happen to people that don't do anything. And it's not going to deter me from winning the war in Iran. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I really don't think so, based on what we know. But we're going to continue to do a great job. That's all I can do. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.
Crazy, huh? Yeah, well, anyways, there was that. Maybe we can look this guy up now. You know, who is Cole Allen? Somebody thought maybe he was like on the spectrum or something. Okay, this one's from 37 minutes ago. Fox News. All right. The man accused of opening fire at the Washington Hilton Hotel during the White House Correspondent Dinner has been identified as Cole Allen, 31, of Torrance, California. During a press conference, maybe I should play, hold on. The man accused of opening fire at the Washington Hilton Hotel during the White House Correspondent Dinner has been identified as Cole Allen, 31, of Torrance, California. During a press conference late Saturday night, authorities said that Allen rushed a Secret Service checkpoint armed with multiple weapons during the event. How was that, you guys? Come on! That was freaking awesome. Woo! Man, I could be doing that. That's what I could be doing. Anyways, United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, Janine Pirro, told reporters at the press conference that Allen has been charged with 2 counts of using a firearm during a crime of violence. And, yeah, we know he's a teacher. He got Teacher of the Year. Yeah, we already went over all that. Thanks. Crime of violence and assault on a federal officer using dangerous weapon. Pirro said that more charges are expected. Allen was not struck by gunfire. Oh, wow, they missed him. Secret Service said, but was apprehended and taken to a local hospital, too. So he wasn't even hit by a bullet. They just tackled him. A Secret Service officer was struck by a bullet in the ballistic vest and was taken to the hospital. Okay, that didn't have anything about him. All right, what we know about him. Okay. Let's see if there's extra stuff here. Come on. Jeez, I gotta redo, open the page, hit this first, turn off. All right. Right, well, when you get here late, just assume we've already got all the stuff that you already would have. Multiple national media outlets are reporting that Cole Thomas Allen, they're missing an H, 31 of Torrance, California, is in custody in connection with the April 25th shooting at the White House Correspondents Association dinner. Let's see, has not independently verified the suspect's name. Okay. Yeah. What was the one that we saw earlier? Was it this one? See, this is the one that I was looking at. This one says he was armed with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives as he ran into that checkpoint. Yeah, now, by the way, Trump, when he said, I heard a tray fell over, that is what he heard. He didn't hear the actual gunshots, nor did anybody on the main stage over there. So he did hear trays falling. Right? So when he says, oh, I heard the shot, and then I wasn't sure. No, he didn't, because he said it sounded like a tray falling. And we heard the gunshots, and it was boom, 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 boom. You know, it was like literally like what a gunshot sounds like. But nobody up on the main stage heard anything. And it wasn't until trays and dishes started falling in the crowd that he heard something, right? Does that mean he's lying? No, it doesn't mean that. That's his perception of what was happening at the time. But see, that's what people say. Oh my God, there's no way he heard it because look at it, he didn't even respond when the... Yeah, okay. He's not going to deter a lot of people. Yeah, jeez. Is the word spectrum in here? There it is. No. Alan's neighbor, who gave the name of Jeff Smith, told the Post maybe he could be on the spectrum. And then right after that it says he was armed with a shotgun. But up here it says the 31-year-old, whom federal law enforcement source confirmed is a teacher, he's actually like a tutor, was arrested after allegedly entering the Washington Hilton Hotel. So he lives in Torrance, California. He is a tutor at a school to help people pass, like, SAT tests, etc. And then he drove like 3,000 miles to sprint into the White House correspondent dinner and try to shoot somebody. Now, I guess right now we don't know, as Chris O'Connell pointed out. Like we don't know exactly what he was doing. But to me, it seems logical that he went there to shoot Trump, because that's what a lot of these nut jobs want to do. That's what they do. Yeah, I said he's a tutor, is what I told you. Yeah, that's what I just told you. I didn't say teacher. I corrected the article. We looked up C2 tutors, and it's just like a K through 12 sort of advanced placement, sort of like they're trying to give a little head start, help students pass critical tests, basically, I would say. I don't know if there's anything else in here. What's going on over here?
And then he has a shooting, and he says, okay, if you're not going to let me go back out there, you can't stop me from saying this to the White House. So get all the information, and I'll say what I could say. So again, he doesn't leave his security out there.
What's that one site that always has like 5 something?
He went and told us how he feels. And even when he's thinking about
I can't remember the name of it.
doing this, and he says it out loud, we will never see a leadership style like this again, ever.
Yeah, and interesting tonight, and I think in many stressful situations, he has a knack of injecting a slight bit of humor into it. Tonight, for instance...
Yeah, it's rare to have a president this open to the public, and people don't seem to want to respect it. It's crazy. Or appreciate it. The suspect in the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting has been identified as a California teacher. Cole Thomas Allen, 31, from Torrance, California, near L.A., is the alleged shooter. Well, he is the shooter, who opened fire at the Washington... Well, how do you know it's not a clone, Gray? The educator from the Los Angeles area was quickly apprehended by law enforcement moments after breaching a security checkpoint. He faces firearms and assault charges. Police revealed the suspect had a number of weapons on him, including a shotgun, handgun, and multiple knives. President Trump shared a stunning image shortly after the shooting, showing the suspect shirtless and lying face down on the carpet. Law enforcement confirmed he was not struck by gunfire while being stopped, but has since been taken to the hospital for evaluation. Now, Trump said the suspect was armed. Maybe they couldn't fire because the bullets could actually go through the wall into... I mean, that's kind of an interesting thought. They probably never thought that they'd be firing... I bet you that's exactly what happened here. That they were able to take him down physically. Maybe even, I don't know, like something they did, they got him down. Because he ran past him so fast that to shoot at him, the bullets might go through the wall into the, the place where the event was happening. Wouldn't that be crazy? Because he got by him so quick and they all turned the opposite direction. Normally you'd be firing at him as they're coming in or something. But instead they bolted by and then you're shooting. You have to shoot the other direction, maybe towards where the, auditorium or whatever the hell, whatever you call that place. I don't know. It's just a thought. It's understood Allen may have been a guest at the Hilton Hotel. Wow, where the event was taking place. So he might have been a guest in the hotel. Surveillance video shows the suspect sprinting past a security checkpoint and attempting to reach the doors to the ballroom. See, so that's what I'm saying. So if they had turned and fired, it might go into the ballroom and hit somebody. So they probably were almost like they couldn't do it. Nobody's supposed to get that far past where you're going to have to be shooting 180 degrees backwards. What do you guys think of that, huh? I know nobody's talking anymore. It's about time to end the show. Whenever we get to that stage. Surveillance video shows the suspect sprinting past a security checkpoint and attempting to reach the doors to the ballroom where the president was gathered along with his most senior cabinet members. And there he is on the ground. Again. And there's... That one seems a little bit better. Let me see that again. Yeah. Okay, what's that guy doing? Oh, he just wasn't paying attention and he got up. And so what are those gunshots, though? Were those... That must have been him. And he only struck one person. This one seems a little better than the one that we watched earlier. What an idiot. Jeez. J.D. Vance is like, holy shit, what's going on here? Now he realizes, like, man, this is this immediate terror that you feel. I know, me too, Chris.
There's
I don't know who that was. Yeah, this is like, I think this might be like the best clip of the night. This one really shows you close up, like, what it might have been like. It's just surreal looking. Look how crazy this is. I mean, just think about what we're looking at right here. Yeah. It's weird how people immediately pull out cell phones, Like, let me get a shot of this.
Katie, do you have all your stuff?
I'm fine.
Thank God, though, I guess. Now we get to... Oh, another tray fell, man. Ooh. There's JFK. He's probably tripping out, too. He's got Secret Service right next to him now. Blocking anything. Do you guys ever watch those movies, White House, let's see, White House Down, or whatever the hell those are called, or White House, the one with that one actor, Bannon, or not actor, but his character, Bannon or whatever. Those are pretty interesting. Yes, they just got too much garbage sitting around over there. It's hard to get it out quick. Olympus Has Fallen, those ones. Yeah, the Olympus Has Fallen, and that series. I like that one. That's good. Hey, he seemed pretty chill, but he looked worried, I thought. JFK. I don't think he looked chill. You know. I didn't see Fetterman.
Katie, do you have all your stuff?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Major Garrett's that guy's name. Just remembered. I think he looks kind of, you know, like he's just like, holy shit, you know, because knowing that his uncle and his father were both killed by something. He doesn't look... Well, you know what's making me think that a lot is this hand here. It's not his, though. So, yeah. But he does seem kind of like... I mean, these guys are badasses, man. Just totally blocking. It's funny, if you looked at this, you'd think she was hugging him. Like, if you cut it off right there, but that's actually this guy's hand, right? Like, I think if you rewound it just a little bit, like, right there. Hey, wow, look at, she's hugging him, but man, her hand looks pretty manly. I gotta admit, man, that one, yeah, I think she was pregnant. At least she hopes, I mean, she hopes so if you're saying that, right? I heard somebody go, what do you assume I'm pregnant for? I'll go to the end again. God bless America, USA. I mean, are those just people doing the whole USA, USA kind of thing? I don't know. It's weird. Weird stuff. He's a Caltech graduate. Apparently, and he's a computer science. I think he probably got a master's or something in computer science. What a waste. What an idiot. I mean, these people, you know, and I think they're just sold a bill of goods by a bunch of people out there. It's wild. Hey, do you guys want to see the one of these clips? What I've been working on. It's just going to take forever. I'm trying to make this video where it's just obvious, you know. One thing we don't know in the Tyler Robinson case is how long the phone, when he was on his phone texting at the top of the tunnel, I think that was for like 3-4 minutes or something. It's kind of a way longer period of time. Yeah, he's got Trump derangement syndrome. Come on. Why are you doing that? There you go. See, look at that. That's not even him, but isn't that cool looking? Like, that's when he was texting. See that? I think that's awesome. I just did like a version of him. But it has the whole damn thing. Look at this. Like it started right here. Okay, let me just play this for you guys. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't care. This is just a portion of the video. So watch this. This is the guy that killed Charlie Kirk. See, he's walking right here. Tyler Robinson. He's going along this picket fence here. This is, you can just pretend that these are his eyes while he's walking. And look at the clock at the top there. 11:45. And 41 seconds. And then right at the end, near the end of that, see right there? And it switches over because he's walking by that white fence. See, there he is. So it's the same thing. And you see him across the street over here, walking. There's the time. And look, it matches this time perfectly. 59, 61. See that? Perfectly matched up. Come on, you guys. Focus for a minute. You guys see this? And then he's going over to the corner of the street right here. This is before the shooting. And then he pauses over here. And, you know, again, the clock's still ticking away. And this car is trying to park in a zone that was red, but you couldn't see the paint. And then I think he starts walking across. He's right on the other side of that telephone pole right there. And then he starts walking away. Oops. Let me go back. Yeah, so there, it's just like this. So he's walking across the street. Now, here's from his eyes. Since he disappears, I know, it stopped. It didn't stop because of Tyler Robinson. It stopped because there's red paint on the sidewalk. And it says that you can't park there, but it was almost all gone. I went there. I checked it out. I know what I'm talking about. He has nothing to do with anything. All right, so here he goes. I'm filling in the gaps that weren't on camera, right? So this is the same walk that he went on right here. All right. Oh yeah, and there's a clock at the top, so it's 11:47 and 25 seconds. This is almost exactly where he went. And by the way, I had to, you know, I was walking at normal speed, but he's slower, so I had to make it like 85% speed or 80% to get to the pace that he would be at. That sounds about right. Like you have a gun in your leg, so you're going to about 80% speed. And then on this next street, he turns left onto. And I use those keyframes, you guys, to get around that corner like that. You see that? And now this is the street that you see him on the TMZ camera. That's cool because I'm able to edit it right as he gets to a certain point. If you look in different areas here, coming up here in a little bit, it's when the TMZ camera takes over. So I actually just filmed myself walking down the street, kind of looking to the left a little bit, and just walking down the street. And then at a certain point, right up here, I think just about now, coming right up, is when the other camera can pick him up. So I'm looking to the left. That area to the left is where Tyler Robinson ran from at the end. Okay, I know where it is. See those little purple plants on the ground there? Or whatever, fuchsia color? It's right around that area, near the end of those, where the first camera picks him up. So I'm walking like this. And then you'll see it switch over to the surveillance footage in exactly the correct location. So it's coming up here, walking like this. And then boom, there he is. See him up in the upper left, walking by those same plants right there. Here he comes. And I have the clock ticking away. So now we know the precise time. It matches up. Look at down below. 43, 44. It's just almost exactly timed up good. Then he comes down here. Now what I did was I timed him on a map walking a specific distance. and then was able to figure out that how long it took. It took the time that he's missing right here is 36 seconds. So here he is walking just like this next to the fence. Then he goes down past the next camera. And you can see the camera. It's up on top of that garage, what we're looking at right there. And then I think it picks him up really soon. Right after it passes this bush, that camera picks him up. So here he comes, walking, and then boom, there he is. See that? Isn't that cool? It's a cool way to do it, right? So it sort of fills in all of the extra time. This is exactly where he went. And then watch when he goes over here. This is pretty cool too. So he comes over here, and he kind of goes once, kind of does a head fake at approximately 11:50 hours. A UVU surveillance camera first captured Robinson walking across a grassy area north of campus. And there he goes. Down, and then here, boom, pick it up as I'm walking on that exact spot. Come on, you got to admit, that's pretty cool. And then he goes over that little bridge there. And look at the clock up there, 11:51. Now, if you remember, he gets on his cell phone and starts texting at 11:53 at the top of the tunnel. So keep that in mind. Yeah, he's already, I mean, I have no doubt at all that Tyler Robinson's the shooter. I just have to put things together in a way that people out there can actually get. You know, there's people that are just, whew, you know, you can explain it to them and they just doesn't work. And so he just walked like this through this parking, and it even says that in the document. I think I'll read that here in a second. And then right here it says, Robinson walks south through the parking lot and approaches a pedestrian tunnel that runs underneath Campus Drive. Robinson pauses briefly before entering the tunnel. Before entering the tunnel, Robinson pauses at the top of the stairs and pulls out what appears to be a cell phone from his right pocket using his right hand at approximately 11:53 p.m. or a.m. Now look at what time it is right here. I mean, can I get like boom, 11:53. He's right in that spot, and then here he is on his cell phone, a picture that I made with using ChatGPT. Robinson appears to be manipulating the cell phone device with his hands, possibly texting. Robinson eventually puts what appears to be a cell phone back in his right pant pocket using his right hand. Robinson walks down the stairs, noticeably keeps his right leg mostly straight while walking down the stairs into the tunnel. And then here he goes. I do one more shot up here where it shows the actual picture. Now the thing is I think he was texting for like 3 or 4 minutes up here, you know. So he's up there for a long time. And then you put this one in here. So see how it kind of matches up pretty well right there. And there he goes. And then as he goes down the stairs, he's now walking through the tunnel. See this? Walking through the tunnel. And I have, you know, because the thing is even if you make him walk 80%, he gets to the Losi Center building way, you know, like 3 minutes early. So I think the unknown factor is how long, because it says eventually he walks down the stairs. So how long he was standing there, we don't know. All right, so here he goes up the stairs, and there's the camera at the top of the stairs that films him coming up the steps. Now I still haven't put in each of the shots as he's coming up. And he's coming up like this. So this is like the whole walk, you know. Now the thing is the clock also stops at like 12 o'clock exactly. So I've got to figure out how to find another clock. But here it says Robinson walks through the tunnel. I got to put that at a different spot. Yeah. So that stuff would probably be somewhere like this one, probably here. Yeah, so Robinson walks through the tunnel. I'd probably make that lower, obviously. Like, put it down here. Yeah. So, anyways, I think it's pretty cool. It's coming together pretty good. I got to put those photographs in there and line them up. I'm going to use my 360-degree camera also in that spot, just to get all of that dialed in. And then it's just, he makes his way all the way up to right here, and then it switches over to a different type of shot that I'm going to use, where it's going to have like a 3D character walking to the Losi Center building from there. And, it's not going to have a limp or anything, but it's just going to be representing his walk. Then goes into the Losi Center building. And then you'll have him come up at the top and then go over that little wall, etc. But anyways, I think that's going to do it. Man. Hope you guys found that mildly interesting. And thanks for being here. We covered the whole, that caught the guy. At least this time the person's alive. I guess so is the one in Mar-a-Lago. This one, the person's alive, and they can ask questions and, figure out what kind of nut job he is. So thanks to Vicky White, Wild Bill Wassman. Then we had Betty Black. Before we go there, let me thank Chris O'Connell, Sandy Shirley on PayPal, and then Marty's Bar and Grill on the coffee. And then we had Betty Black, Alley Cake, Wild Bill Wassman, Mac Tink, then Cinnamonson Freak, Stephen Connerly, Mary Melinda, Silva Shear gifted one. Then we had Betty Black gift a membership. Then Shirls, then Alley Cake, then Mickey, Texas, Betty Black again. I think I was just totally, the whole communication, I didn't know what was happening with the challenge or whatever. I wasn't sure what Betty Black was saying, but I think it was just, I didn't understand what the hell was going on. And then we had Gene Taggart, and then Chris Stew, then Alley Cake, then Wild Bill Wassman gifted one, and Moon Shadow, and Alley Cake, and Carol Silva, Gene Taggart, Chris O'Connell gifted 5, so did Gene Taggart, and then Glamis Girl, then We Say Howdy Here gifted 5, Dan Vader, Jim Lawn, Wild Bill Wassman, Alley Cake, Daniel Gosen, then Jax D gifted a membership, Alley Cake, Karen gifted one, Jax D, Wild Bill Wassman, then Chris O'Connell gifted 5, then I gifted 5 because that matched my challenge, then Jim Lawn, then Staya 922, Lori Love for USA, then Doodles in Gray, and Karen. Awesome. Well, I hope you guys feel like you got something out of the show tonight. I'd love to have a show though where I didn't have to say, "Hey, you guys, if you can help support the channel, we need to get some challenges going. Wouldn't that be great?" And then still reach the goals. That's sort of like my long-term hope. Hey, get something like that. Because you guys know all the great stuff that we do. Also, it allows my channel to survive. Now, the trolls out there are doing all they can. They try to communicate with anybody that sends in super chats and anybody that's a regular donor, supporter of my channel, because they want to, you know, help out. They always contact them and try to convince them. I mean, that's how sick these people are, all right? And so, fortunately, most of them send me what they send, along with emails and so forth that somebody else might be able to track later. So I appreciate that. You know, it is what it is. I'm sure it's had an effect on some people out there that believed the craziness. I know who I am, okay? And I just try to, you know, I want my channel to do okay, you know? Let's see. We'll have to go back and rewatch. I'm going to have to peace out. I've been here since 3 a.m. Yep. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. And who knows what tomorrow will bring. Thank you for being here. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Thank you for watching Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube, where we cover true crime using logic, reason, and common sense. Something that isn't common anymore. Thank you very much for watching, and as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.
Evil can never be dead enough.
Hey, Allah, hey, Allah.